it's just great to see them get the opportunity to play. You know, Chris will be playing tonight at Murray State. They play tonight. And at Murray State, Elijah, I talked to him on the phone on Monday, and at that time he was still the number one, still getting all the snaps for the ones. They still, as of yesterday, I don't know if they still made a decision. So, but I think whether Elijah starts or not, I believe he'll play for Saturday.
Well, I've got my tape already set for that game.
You know, D told me he's on all special teams. He's the number 2 linebacker, and D's going to get some playing time.
Well, that's good. That's a tribute to the Caldwell County football program and to these kids that persevere and stay with it, and then able to get themselves into college with some financial aid there. Any final comments, Coach?
You know, this will be our first road game, and we'll be on the road for the next 3 weeks. The next, Britain and Anderson County. I want all the fans to come out tonight and support us and be on the, Hoptown Stadium is a great place to watch a football game. It's a beautiful field. It's going to be a great night to play, and we encourage you to come out and support the Tigers.
And that's going to wrap it up for this edition of the pregame show. If you can't make it to Hopkinsville tonight, I invite you to listen to our broadcast tonight with Dennis Stevens, Ty Englebright, Darren Lewis, and myself. We will be streaming live on WPKYonline.com, or you can keep the radio tuned at 103.3 for the broadcast. Thank you for tuning into tonight's show. For Coach Barnes, this is Bob Hayes inviting you to stay tuned for the broadcast as the Caldwell Counties meet the Hopkinsville Tigers. And the Tigers hoping to take their record to 2-1 on the season. So long.
It's time for Tiger football on your hometown radio station, WPKY. Sponsors for tonight's broadcast include Echo Charlie's at Eddy Creek Marina, Caldwell Medical Center, Farmers Bank and Trust Company, Community Medical Clinic, McDonald's, First Southern National Bank, the Princeton Electric Plant Board, Fredonia Valley Bank, Pennywell Rural Electric, Planters Bank, Tri-Choose Incorporated, Fortner Gas Company, KFC A&W, Princeton Drug Company, Sandra's Gathering, and the Woodall Agency. Now let's go to the field with Dennis Stevens and Bob Hayes to bring you the live broadcast of Tiger football here on your hometown radio station, WPKY, the Tigers.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a special Saturday afternoon edition of high school football here on WPKY. Dennis Stevens, Bob Hayes, Ty Englebright here at the Stadium of Champions. Darren Lewis back at the station for us today. Bob, a beautiful day to play some football, rescheduled because of the inclement weather last night. So we're going to play this afternoon. Kickoff for this one set at 3 o'clock here at the Stadium of Champions in Hopkinsville.
Dennis, you're right. The weather is ideal. Very little wind. Beautiful sunlight, no clouds in the sky, beautiful field from our view here in the press box. And it's one of those rare things that you get to witness in high school football, except if you're in maybe the championship game of the particular class where there's an afternoon game. But we're really looking forward to this contest, and Caldwell County will have definitely a strong opponent in the form of the Hopkinsville Tigers. They are a quick, athletic team, really not loaded with 3 or 4 of their better players that they were expecting back this year, but still they're loaded enough that we're going to have our hands full.
And we want to welcome everybody to the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. McGregor Group Heating and Air is owned and operated by Javen McGregor. McGregor Group can take care of all of your heating and air needs, including installations for new construction, replacements, repairs, and maintenance. They offer high-quality products and have a highly qualified staff to get the job done right. So visit them at 950 Varmint Trace Road or call 270-896-5044 today. That's the McGregor Group here in Princeton. And we want to welcome everybody to the McGregor Group pregame show here on WPKY. Caldwell County comes into this one 1-1 on the season, coming off a win against Graves County. Hopkinsville 0-2 on the season. We'll start breaking this one down as we get close to kickoff, which is about 25 minutes away, so stay tuned. You're listening to Tiger Pregame Football here on WPKY.
at Eddy Creek Marina. Come on down. It's a long weekend, and make sure you make Echo Charlie's part of your plans. So head on down to Echo Charlie's at Eddy Creek Marina and enjoy time with friends and family. A great dining experience in a relaxed atmosphere with a great view awaits you at Echo Charlie's at Eddy Creek Marina.
Have you or a loved one been discharged from the hospital, but not quite recovered enough to go home? Caldwell Medical Center's Swing Bed Program is the answer you are looking for. Caldwell Medical Center's Swing Bed Program can help patients that are recovering from stroke, joint repair replacement, IV therapy, post-hospitalization pain management, wound or major surgery, acute physical or occupational therapy. Call 270-365-0300 to see if Caldwell Medical Center's Swing Bed Program is right for you. Caldwell Medical Center, located 100 Medical Center Drive in Princeton.
And welcome everybody back here to the Stadium of Champions. This is the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show on WPKY today. It's the Caldwell County Tigers on their first road game of the season, visiting Hopkinsville to take on the Hopkinsville Tigers. It's a rivalry that's renewing today after a span of 32 years. And Bob, it's going to be a good test for these Tigers today, as they've had a win and a loss. The win mostly on the back of the defense last week as they jumped out early on Graves County, able to put some points on the board. Defense held it up late in the ball game, and Caldwell came away with the first win to go 1-1 on the season. But it's an offense that's still getting some fine-tuning, still growing quite a bit with a lot of new starters coming into the season. This is going to be a firm test for those Tigers this afternoon.
We're definitely going to have our hands full with Hopkinsville always being quick and athletic. With our inexperience that we have in the line and the maturing of Joby Jaggers at quarterback. I know Coach Barnes told me in the week during the show that we were going to have a little bit better protection package for him and try to keep him in the pocket so that he can make the throws that he's capable of making. We may only send 2 or 3 receivers out, but still those guys will be expected to run their routes, run them crisply. We're looking at maybe getting a couple more players in the backfield, more carries for Caleb Burden. Dylan needs a little bit of rest, as we heard during the coach's show. His durability at the end of the game comes into question a little bit in the Graves game last week. So we've got some things that what we want to do is gain first downs on offense and let our vaunted defense continue to do its thing and keep Hopkinsville at bay. So we'll see all that as it begins to unfold in about 20 minutes.
And speaking of that special protection plan, you may even see kids like Cole Baker, Dylan Gray in the backfield to give some protection to Jaggers as the afternoon goes through this afternoon. The running game picked up a little bit last week. Still not a lot of holes opening up for the running game for Caldwell County. 65 yards in 2 games, averaging 32.5 yards a game. The passing attack, not bad, 229 over 2 games. So Jaggers' completion percentage pretty good. Yards after the catch aren't really what we are accustomed to, but I'm sure Trail and Jameer are going to bust 1 or 2 here in the coming weeks. So that's not as big an issue. We just got to get a little bit of a running game maybe going to go along with this passing attack.
And that's obviously, I know we've been working on that in practice, and Coach Barnes was really elated after Wednesday practice how well these kids practice. So the win last week energized everybody at home, as well as obviously these kids. So they're going to be Hopkinsville's going to have a tough opponent as well. We're not thinking Hopkinsville's going to come out and dominate the game. We've got some players that can get in their way and make things tough for them.
And taking a look on the other side, Hopkinsville does come in. They expected to have a kid named Jalen Johnson at quarterback, and he was on a pace to set a lot of Hopkinsville records this year. Decided to stop football, go to the new Aspire Academy in Louisville to concentrate on basketball. And just a side note, Aspire will be one of the teams in the West Kentucky Hoops Classic coming up at Princeton the week after Christmas. So hopefully we'll get a chance to go out and see him play. But he was a top-notch player for Hopkinsville. They had to replace late. Also a kid named Shorty Cager, who gave up football to work on basketball also. So a couple of big names in that offense not here, and Coach Clayton is having to work around that and get some new kids in the lineup.
Speaking of Shorty Cager, that's a pretty good nickname for a basketball player, isn't it? Dennis
Shorty, yeah.
Every time I read that, see that, a chuckle comes to my face. But he can play basketball. We've seen him play since he was a freshman at Hopkinsville High, and obviously from a guard position. But we're looking across the field. People from Princeton are beginning to filter into the stadium. Not many people on the Hopkinsville side right now, and yet they still have not turned the scoreboard on. So we're by our watch, we're about 20 minutes away from kickoff. Hopkinsville has gone into the dressing room. Caldwell County still out on the field, and you're right. I believe we're going to have some big plays on offense today, and maybe Trail or Jameer can get loose. Oliver and Travis are possession receivers and can run with the ball once they get it. But we are going to have a little bit more blocking for Joby. So it comes down to which game plan is going to be better. Our game plan for offense versus Hopkinsville's game plan for defense against us, and how that will carry out. And I'm really looking forward to our defense to see how we can get after Hopkinsville. I know Hopkinsville, from listening to the Gator DT show Saturday, they're moving one of their wide receivers to running back tonight, and that's number 5, Mitchell Dagenhart, who has had some good practices. And Coach Clayton not happy with the running back up to that point, and we'll go give Mr. Dagenhart a start today in the backfield.
So basically, offensively for both of these teams, you're coming in with a brand new quarterback, maybe not as many new starting linemen for Hopkinsville, but 2 new quarterbacks on both sides of the ball. And their offenses that each coach, Coach Clayton and Coach Barnes, has had to take the first 2 weeks of the season, kind of start tweaking the lineup a little bit, maybe getting more protection packages, changing the running backs for Hopkinsville, and a lot of adjustments going on. And I think they're eager to see how those adjustments come out to play this afternoon.
And you're right about the Hopkinsville offensive line. There's not a senior in that lineup, just as there's not a senior in the Caldwell County Tiger offensive front 5. So they've had to replace their offensive linemen. And Hopkinsville will play 3 or 4 freshmen as part of their starting package on offense and defense today. So they've gotten a lot of youth over here and a lot of talented youth to be able to do that. So we're still trying to bring our freshmen on, and we've got 3 or 4 of those kids that are playing quite a bit, as well as 3 or 4 or 5 sophomores. So we're building depth, and that only serves to help us in the future. And we noted our win last week against Graves County. Maybe some people would have thought that Graves was down this year and all that, but last night we saw where Graves destroyed more or less McCracken County, beating them by 15 to 20 points. And Tillman, for a while in the first half, played Mayfield strong, but then folded late in their game. So what we're doing here with these first 3 games is finding out what we can do, how we can get it done, building depth, getting stronger, getting better when we enter our district play, which won't happen for a couple more weeks. Our next game happens to be on the road next Friday night in Marion against Crittenden County. So Tigers won't have a lot of time to regroup and heal, if you will, after this game. We know this is going to be a hard-hitting, punishing affair. So, but we'll be ready for next Friday night, I'm sure.
Well, Bob, before we go to break and come back and talk about the defense, several area teams were able to get their games in before now. Let's take a look at some of the scores we do have from this weekend. Mayfield, as Bob said, beat Tillman pretty easily after the first quarter, 48-14. Christian County only a 6-point win over Henderson County last night, 20-14. Christian County 3-0 on the season. Fulton County over Fulton City, 54-12. It was Graves over McCracken, 38-22, so a big 16-point win for Graves County last night, coming off the loss at Caldwell County. Madisonville all over Murray, 53-7 last night. Marshall County beat Ballard 55-24. It was Trigg County 3-0 on the season, beating next week's opponent Crittenden County 29-20, and Nashville over Massac County 17-12. So that's some of the scores from this weekend. As we get set to kick this one off, we're about 18 minutes away from kickoff here at the Stadium of Champions. You're listening to the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. Javen McGregor at McGregor Group can take care of all of your heating and air needs. That includes installations for new construction, replacements, repairs, and maintenance. They offer high-quality products, and they have a highly qualified staff to take care of the job and get it done right the first time. So give them a call today at 270-896-5044. That's the McGregor Group in Princeton, and we thank Javen and his business for being part of Tiger football here on WPKY. We're going to take a break, be back, and we'll break down the defenses for both squads. That comes up in a couple of minutes, so stay tuned. You're listening to Tiger football on WPKY.
You've been a victim of debit or credit card fraud? Farmers Bank and Trust can help lessen your risk of getting taken advantage of. As our customer, you have exclusive access to a security feature in our app that will allow you to turn your debit card off while you're not using it, then turn it on instantly when you need to use it. Keep your information safe. Log into our free app to use this feature, increasing the security of your information right now. Not a Farmers Bank customer? Come down. Let us set up your account and start protecting you from potential fraud opportunities. This is not a guarantee that your information will not be compromised. This is an increased security measure. Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
This is Gail Cherry. I'm a board member for Community Medical Clinic located at 310 Hawthorne Street in Princeton. Community Medical Clinic's goal is to provide access to excellent health care services that are both convenient and affordable in our local community. Community Medical Clinic is taking new patients every day, and walk-ins are welcome. The clinic is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. to serve you and your family members of all ages. All insurances are welcome, as well as patients with no insurance. Community Medical Clinic, providing health care services at your convenience at no extra cost.
And welcome everybody back to the Stadium of Champions. This is the McGregor Group pregame show. Dennis Stevens along with Bob Hayes, Ty Engelbright here at the stadium. Darren Lewis back at controls in Princeton for us. And Bob, we talked about the offenses and how both sides have struggled a little bit up to this point, making some changes today, going to come in, see how they go. Talking about the defenses a little bit, right now that's the star for Caldwell County is the defense.
That's definitely our pride and joy and our way until the offensive gets into a little bit more of a competitive groove, if you will, that our defense is going to have to carry us, and they've done that in the first two games. Christian County scoring on a offensive turnover, a long kickoff return, and us being able to stay close with them without the turnovers we had in that game. And our defense all year long is going to keep us in games, and hopefully we're injury-free in the defensive secondary, especially at the linebacker position, but our front four or our front three, depending on what kind of set we get in, really doing a good job up front for us. And we've mentioned that Hopkinsville's offensive line is no senior in the lineup. They're underclassmen, so we'll hopefully be able to take advantage of some of them and also try to put some pressure on the quarterback. We were noting in the pregame warm-ups the Hopkinsville quarterback throwing from a sidearm position, not putting a lot of overhead height on the ball, so might have a chance to knock 1, 2, 3, or 4 of those passes down if that's how he's going to throw during the game. So defense is the key to us to staying in the game.
And speaking of defense, it's really going to start with that linebacker core in the secondary. We've only given up passing yards allowed this season 128. We've got two of the best corners in high school football in this end of the state, and Trail and Jameer Riley, and they've really shown it. It's shut down. They've basically shut down the first two opponents from any threat of a deep ball.
And that's true. There's just been no deep threat at all. The linebackers have a lot to do in there with the pressure and the front four, front three on the rushing the quarterback. I know in the Grays game, Goatley was 7 out of 29, 4 interceptions. Last night against McCracken County, he's something like 16 for 28 with 2 or 3 touchdowns. They did not play their starting quarterback who'd been injured with a hamstring. They kept him out of the lineup for another game, and Goatley goes in and performs well, leads them to a really big victory over obviously a down McCracken County football team this year. So our defense, quite proud of what they've been able to get done. two shutdown corners. Dylan Cavanaugh and Gabe East in the safety positions are really playing well. Our linebackers, we could go on and on and on about them. And then our front three, led by Cole Baker. We mentioned Devin Kilgore getting in there, Mitchell Harrelson at nose, and so we can't wait to see what Hopkinsville can do against our defense.
I think it's pretty impressive looking at the season stats through 2 games only. We've already got 5 kids with double-digit tackles, and a couple of those up in the 20s. Hunter Van Hoosier, of course, huge game last week for Caldwell County, 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. He's got 29 tackles on the season. And like you said, some of these kids are even going both ways this season, something Caldwell historically hasn't done a lot of, and that could be added to today with the likes of Cole Baker and maybe Dylan Gray in the backfield providing some protection for a Jaggers.
And the other thing that's going to help us today, I think, Dennis, is the fact that it's about 80 degrees, or may not even be that much right now. It's not going to be one of those 95-degree days with 90% humidity. So that plays well into our hands where we're not out of breath, so to speak, and dehydrated. So that, I believe, that plays maybe more into our hands, I think, than Hopkinsville's hands.
And taking a look at Hopkinsville's defense, of course, we haven't seen them play, but we do have some stats that kind of stand out defensively for the Hopkinsville Tigers. They've allowed 384 yards rushing and 439 yards passing. They've played a couple of good teams, granted, but that's a lot of yardage they've given up, roughly 825, somewhere in that neighborhood, yards through 2 games on the season. So they're giving up an average of over 400 yards a game offensively.
And Hopkinsville has done exactly the same thing we did. They did not open their season with cupcakes, South Warren being a legitimate opponent in their class, and obviously Mayfield being a outstanding opponent in the Class 2 category. So they're growing, they're learning, they're getting better, and it's one of those things as to see which one has improved the most and which one can get after the other ones. I'm sure we're not going to rack up 400 yards of total offense today, even though I hope if we can do that, we'll win the football game.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's, I'd just be happy with 250, 300 total offense. That's keeping the ball in our hands, our possession, and not letting them play offense with the football. Yeah,
they're probably going to be a big play team because the quarterback, even though he does have a low release, he's got a gun. We watched him some in the pregame show. He can really throw the ball well. We don't want to give up a lot of big plays. Ball control is going to help us a lot. Gone are the days, I think this season anyway, are the 50, 60-point games. We're going to have to control the ball, not have a lot of 3 and outs, and keep that offense on the field as long as possible and eat up some of that clock.
And speaking of clock, the scoreboard is on down here, but they're apparently having some problems. We don't know. Really, we can only guess we're about 9 minutes away from kickoff or something to that impact. And the captains for Caldwell County coming onto the field. The team has not yet made its presence back from the dressing room.
I know it looks kind of like a L.A. Dodgers crowd arriving late for the ball game because it's pretty close to scheduled kickoff and not a lot of people in the stands on either side. Of course, this is a big stadium. It's a little deceptive when it comes to crowd size when you look down at it, but not a lot of people here yet as we still have about 8 or 9 minutes left to go. You're listening to the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show here on WPKY, and we appreciate Javen joining us for the broadcast this season. Stop by and tell Javen you appreciate him helping us out with the pregame show, or give him a call today for your heating and air needs at 270-896-5044. That's the McGregor Group Heating and Air in Princeton. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back to take a look at special teams and what to look for in this ball game, so stay tuned for that. You're listening to the McGregor Group pregame show. We'll be back in 2 minutes, Darren. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
Mobile deposit is here. This is Mona Van Hooser with First Southern National Bank, and our new mobile app is loaded with extra features, including mobile deposit. Now you can use your smartphone's camera to deposit checks on the go. Just endorse, point, click, and send. Download our new mobile app and try it today. First Southern National Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, honey, you know what would make me so happy right now?
A movie night?
Well, that and
A candlelit dinner?
actually, I was thinking we could
Go for a walk in...
McDonald's. Babe, listen. I want McDonald's. And some fries.
You're the perfect human.
Get more of what matters at McDonald's. Try your favorites on the everyday value menu, like the McDouble Burger for $1.39 or the McChicken Sandwich for $1.19. A la carte only at participating restaurants. Cannot be combined with combo meals.
McGregor Group Heating and Air, we are so proud to be a part of this community. We want to thank you for the opportunity to serve you for all of your heating and air needs. McGregor Group Heating and Air specializes in residential, new construction, and light commercial installations, also servicing most makes and models. We offer fast service with polite and friendly staff. We provide our customers with a peace of mind by offering the best warranties in the industry, along with high-quality products. McGregor Group Heating and Air is located at 960 Varmint Trace here in Princeton. Give us a call today at 270-896-5044. We're the company that you can take comfort in.
It's a lot of hard work and fast-paced time of year for our area farmers. Harvest time comes around quickly, and no one knows that better than Fredonia Valley Bank. Surrounded by beautiful corn and bean fields for the past 123 years, it's a real community bank. Fredonia Valley Bank. We find great pleasure in serving our customers and the hard-working farmers and businesses that make up our local communities. We keep the soil flowing through our veins and our hearts grounded in serving our local communities we call home. Visit us today at 602 Cassidy Avenue, Fredonia, and 226 Commerce Street, Eddyville. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And welcome back to the Stadium of Champions. We're nearing kickoff here this afternoon. It's Caldwell and Hopkinsville live from Hoptown. You're listening to the McGregor Group pregame show here on WPKY. And Bob, the Caldwell County Tiger captains are on the far side of the field still waiting on Hopkinsville to come out. So I'll tell you what, if we can, we'll go ahead and have the prayer here, and then we'll talk about our upcoming schedule here on the radio station for the coming week. So, dear Lord, we thank you for this beautiful afternoon today to let these kids come out and play a game. We ask your protection on each student on the field this afternoon, and we ask your blessing on their efforts that they put together all week long to get ready for this afternoon, whether they're players, band members, managers, or cheerleaders. We just ask your blessing and protection as they take the field this afternoon, and it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And the captains are now Hopkinsville captains are at their sideline. Caldwell County captains are Mac Engelbright today, Cole Baker, Hunter Van Hoosier, and Dylan Gray, and both groups are making their way to midfield, to the center of the field for the coin toss.
Bob, I do want to mention while the players are walking out there and they get ready for this, we've got a big soccer game coming up on Tuesday night here at WPKY at Butler Stadium, 7 o'clock. It's the girls, Caldwell County's girls taking on Madisonville. The winner of that actually goes straight to the regional tournament this year because of the dropout of Dawson from competition this season. So it's a 3-team race. The winner of that game likely the number 1 seed and a trip straight to the regional tournament this season. So a big game. We'd love to fill the stands. If you can't make it, we'll be on the air about 6:45. Kickoff on that one Tuesday night from Butler Stadium will be at 7 o'clock. It's Caldwell County and Madisonville, and we'll hope you'll tune in for that soccer action. I'll be on the air along with Joe Mack for that one, so tune in and we'll have a lot of fun on Tuesday night. And Bob, they are doing the coin toss.
Hopkinsville has won the toss, but we don't know whether they have deferred or not. No, Hopkinsville will receive. Hopkinsville wins the toss and will receive.
And we are about 3 minutes away from kicking this one off. Once again, I want to mention before we close out that this pregame show is brought to you by the McGregor Group Heating and Air, owned and operated by Javen McGregor. We appreciate Javen and his crew for being part of our broadcast this year. Give Javen a call for all of your heating and air needs at 270-896-5044 today. That's the McGregor Group in Princeton. We appreciate them. We're going to take another break as they'll get ready to kick this one off. We'll be back with the kickoff of this one in about 2 minutes, so stay tuned. You're listening to Tiger Football on 103.3 The Tiger.
Here's a reminder from your Princeton Electric Plant Board. Meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest and against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
We are back at the Stadium of Champions, about ready to kick this one off. The clock shows a minute and a half left before we get the kickoff on this one. Bob, it's a contest that we've looked forward to. Last night, the weather conditions didn't permit these two teams to get together. So I think it's optimum conditions. Both coaches excited about what they're going to see today, and I think we're in for a pretty good game.
Well, it's one of those situations where what a great afternoon to spend watching a high school football game. And, again, looking across, as you mentioned, it's hard to tell. A pretty good-sized Caldwell County crowd over there. Hopkinsville beginning to populate their sides a little bit better. But, again, we don't know whether we're having a national anthem today or not. No bands are here. So if we have a national anthem, it'll have to be played by tape. So we'll wait and see how that's going to work out. Yep. Hopkinsville coming onto the field right now. 39 seconds remaining before the teams line up for the opening kickoff.
And like you said, we're not sure if there is going to be a national anthem today. I'll assume there will be. Everywhere we go, there generally is, but we'll see.
I'm still trying to find the flag.
Down here on the end to our right side.
There we go.
Just shy of the parking lot, just outside of the track.
Just have to hang myself out the window to see it.
Hang on out there. Yeah. I've got you, Bob. I got your back.
Grab my ankle here. I don't want
just trust me. It's all good. Yeah.
There's nothing to break my fall until I get to the field.
Beautiful sunshine on the field this afternoon as the teams are coming out. Apparently no national anthem this afternoon. Hopkinsville will receive, so Nichols will set it up at the 40 for the Tigers. And, Bob, we saw last week Russ Bashir took the punting duties over for Caldwell County, did some warm-ups here today, and was really putting a good foot on the ball, so special teams could come into play. You know, Nichols can hit he was hitting from 45 to 50 in warm-ups, and Bashir was really punting the ball well, so might be a couple of pluses for the Tigers as we get ready to start this one.
Our kicking game has come a long way in the last 2 weeks. Mitchell, our Boyce being a great kicker, and Will or Russ.
And the ball is in the air, received at the 2-yard line by Hopkinsville, up across the 10, the 15, wants to cut near side, being chased now back at the 18, gets around the 20, and down near the 23-yard line. We'll see where they mark it at. They gave him a good spot. He'll be marked at the 25-yard line, and that's where Hopkinsville will take over this afternoon. At quarterback for Hopkinsville is Jay Bland. He's a 6-foot sophomore, weighs 160. As we said, taking over for, was it Jalen Johnson, who went to the Aspire Academy. And I know it's early in September, but I'm really looking forward to that West Kentucky Hoops Fest coming up in December. Hopkinsville takes the field. They'll start out with Bland. Looks like under center, something you don't see very much in high school ball anymore. He's going to run 2 tight ends, 2 receivers to his right, 1 in motion. Handoff is to number 5 for Hopkinsville. Good pursuit there by Burden. Hit the first hit, and he's down for a loss back at the 21.
Great pursuit by the Tiger left side of that defensive line. One person slashing through almost had him, but the next one did get him. Loss of 4.
Loss of 4 back to the 21-yard line, so 2nd down and 14 for Hopkinsville. Coach Barnes knew they'll run a lot of motion out of this offense. So Bland will come to the line and an offset eye. 1 receiver to his right, 1 way over to the left. He'll send 1 out of the backfield to the left. Handoff is to the deep back. Flag on the play. Carry us up to the 25 and down there.
Maybe motion, I think, by Hopkinsville, yes.
Dylan Gray in on the tackle. We'll see what the flag is. It's going to go against Hopkinsville. The carry got out to the original line of scrimmage of the 25. Referee explaining the options to Dylan Gray.
We're not sure. We may refuse this. No,
They are marking it off, so it's
should be
going to be second down. We're calling second down and 19 on the procedure call. Caldwell County wearing the white jerseys with the gold pants today. Hopkinsville all black, orange numbers. Two backfield. They'll put one in motion to an empty side on the left. Pitch out. Comes up across the 15, down at the 18-yard line. Nice tackle there by number 32.
Hunter Van Hoosier.
And that's Hunter Van Hoosier adding to his totals.
Pickup of only 2 yards on that carry by Hopkinsville.
Well, I'm trying to pick up these numbers in the backfield for Hopkinsville. It's just hard to pick up in the sunshine, but it looks like a number 5, Mitchell Degenhart, in the backfield with Bland. We anticipated Degenhart getting some carries today. Now he's going to block as Bland goes up. Incomplete at the 35. Ball almost intercepted at the 40, but it'll bring up fourth down now for Hopkinsville, and they'll bring the punt unit on. So a nice first stand by Caldwell County.
And there was just a little bit of pressure on the quarterback then. He had his receivers were widely spaced, but he just overthrew the one he was intending to throw to.
So Caldwell County defense up to the challenge today on the first possession. They'll drop Trail Riley back at his own 47-yard line. Snap is back, some pressure. He gets it off, end over end. It's going to bounce at the 42 across midfield, and it'll be down at the 48-yard line. So very good field position for Joby Jaggers and his crew on their first possession. Caldwell County will come out looking to generate a lot more offense than the first two games. An offensive line, they knew they would have some growing pains early on. When you replace 5 linemen and a quarterback, you're going to have a few growing pains, but I think Coach Barnes is making some adjustments, and they're expecting quite a bit out of this offense today on the side of improvement.
And right now, only one back with Joby.
Jaggers back, handoff is to Gray. Gray hits the line, and he's going to be stopped, maybe a short gain. They may give him 1 on the carry. And it will be spotted at the 49, so pickup of 1 for Gray on the carry. Oliver Parker split near side, 3 receivers to the far side now. Gray still in the backfield. Quick pass to the far side, complete across the 50 and tackled down at the 45-yard line. I think that was Travis Newsom on the reception. And they are getting Jaggers a little protection now. That was a quick pass, but that's what they're going to have to do. He had a lot of pressure last week against Graves County.
3rd and 3 for the Tigers.
2 receivers each side for Jaggers. Oliver Parker farthest away. Jaggers up, long and deep, looking for Jameer Riley. It's over his head and incomplete down at the 10-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and 3 now for the Tigers. Pretty good coverage for Hopkinsville as Jameer, that ball had to be perfect, actually off the fingertips of a Hopkinsville defender. And that'll bring Russ Bashir out. And this first quarter could set up a battle of field position early on. Bashir will take this punt probably from about his 46-yard line. Snap is back. Bashir with the kick. Nice kick. Middle of the field. See if it gets a good Caldwell bounce, and does not. Just barely into the end zone, but a nice punt. Flag is down on the play. We'll see what the flag is. Hopkinsville will have it 1st and 10 from the 20, depending on the flag, and they're going to pick the flag up. No penalty on the play, so the second possession now coming up for Hopkinsville. No score. We're about 4 minutes into this ball game. Each team's had 1 possession at this point. You like that Caldwell County did have, even though it was a turnover on Dale, you had to punt it away. You still like the completion, the quick routes by, I think it was Travis Newsom on the reception from Joby. So maybe a plus early on for Caldwell County.
It's a feeling out game right now. What can we do that they can't defend? And Hopkinsville the same way.
Land in the backfield with pressure, goes over the middle. Flag on the play. Flag was thrown in the backfield.
I think we got holding on Hopkinsville.
Looked like Devin Kilgore was getting some pressure.
I think they held Cole Baker as well.
Holding on Hopkinsville will move Hoptown back 10 yards, so it's first down and 20 now from their own 10-yard line. Bland gets the play from the sideline. He's going to bring it back in. Hopkinsville puts a lot of motion into their offense. And not a quick possession team. Hopkinsville is not, to this point anyway. Number 5 is Degenhart in the backfield. Handoff comes this way. Another flag on the play. Hopkinsville across the 15 down at the 19-yard line, but another flag in the backfield. Caleb Burden in on the tackle for Caldwell County. And it looks like it's going to be another one against Hopkinsville. I think that's motion going to be called against the Hopkinsville Tigers. And it is illegal motion. We'll back them up half the distance. They'll spot that one on the 5 now. Hopkinsville steadily going backwards as it's first down and 25 now for the homestanding Tigers.
Hopkinsville's third penalty of the game, so they're not haven't started the game really sharp yet.
Bland under center, double tight end set. Handoff is up the middle, and a swarm of Tigers there about the 5-yard line. They may give him forward progress up to about the 7. And that's kind of a home cooking spot because I didn't think he got that far, but still second down and 23 for Hopkinsville.
A generous spot.
Trail and Jameer Riley, each side of the field in coverage. Hopkinsville only sending 2 receivers, one each side wide. Now they'll put a player in motion. Pitch out, coming across the goal line. Caldwell has pursuit at the 5, and a big hit by number 32. That's Van Hoosier again, along with number 24, Dylan Gray. Hopkinsville out of bounds at the 6. Well, they're saying he got back to the line of scrimmage, so out to the 7-yard line. Third down and 23 now for Hopkinsville. Bob, after the game last week, Graves County's coaches were in the box up there, and they said this is the best defense they had seen in a while.
And we're really, really playing sharp, aggressive football right now.
Little pause as they adjusted the equipment on the center. Now clock is rolling. Bland in the gun. He drops back into his end zone, looks over the field. He's got some pressure. Now he's going to run, tackled. And that's number 44 for Caldwell County.
Mitchell Harrelson.
Mitchell Harrelson with the tackle. Great coverage down the field for Caldwell County as Bland had to take off and run from the backfield. But he had number 44 hanging on his ankles.
And that's official sack because the quarterback lost a yard on that play, on that run.
So sack by Harrelson moves it back to the 6, fourth down and 24 for Hopkinsville as they'll punt from deep in their own end zone. Trail Riley back at the Hoptown 43, almost blocked. This one's going to bounce.
I don't know why.
And it'll take a Hopkinsville bounce, but we'll take over. I think they'll mark that around the 37-yard line, where Caldwell County will have great field position. Negative yardage on that last series by Hopkinsville. So Oliver Parker, Jameer Riley out. Little sideline huddle by the Tigers before they come out for play. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. No score so far here from the Stadium of Champions.
Great field position, as you mentioned, Dennis, at the Hopkinsville 37-yard line. We're almost in field goal range right now.
3 receivers set to the right. Handoff is to Gray. He goes left, gets up across the 36 down to about the 35. We'll see where they spot him. 36-yard line, I think, is where it's going to be.
And we didn't quite get the spot that.
So a pickup of 2 on the play. We're going to give him 1, 2nd down and 9 on the play. 3 receivers this side. Swing pass in and out of the hands of Jameer Riley. I think that's one of the goes where you're running before you catch it. He saw a little hole, but you got to pull the biscuit into the basket, and it didn't happen on that one. 3rd down now for Caldwell County. It looks to be Caldwell's strategy a little bit on this pass plays in particular, so that Joby doesn't have a lot of pressure on him like last week against Graves. Some quick swing passes so far early on in this one.
Get the ball out of his hands quick.
2 tight end set. He's got some protection on this one. 2 receivers to the right. Good blocking. Now he's going to roll a little bit. Ball loose on the ground, and Hopkinsville is going to come up with it, I think, just across midfield.
I think we ended up with it.
And they are signaling recovered by Caldwell. I thought Hopkinsville had fallen on that ball for just a minute, but the loss will take it back to the Caldwell's 48-yard line. Jaggers had protection early. And Hopkinsville is going to call timeout. Timeout on the field with 5 minutes to play. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY. And a little technical difficulty, so we'll keep it right here. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Caldwell County had good field position to start this drive, but now they're going to have to punt with the ball spotted back on their own 48-yard line. Jaggers rushed on the play. Hopkinsville came in, had him by the jersey, put a fingertip on the ball, able to knock it away. Caldwell County fortunate to come back up with it. But Bashir will punt this one from about his own 40-yard line. Hoptown drops 2 back at their 20. Snap is back. Kick is up and blocked by Hopkinsville. Ball spins. Now it's picked up by Hopkinsville. Fumbled again on a hit, but it's going to be downed. And Hopkinsville is going to have good field position at the Caldwell 47-yard line. Bashir didn't have much of a chance on that one, Bob. He had people in the backfield about the time he caught the ball.
He didn't have a lot of time to get anything done, Dennis. You're right. And Hopkinsville will take over at their 47-yard line. Caldwell's
47-yard line as Hopkinsville will come out 1st and 10 in Caldwell territory the first time today. First big mistake of the contest so far.
First turnover, and as we note, whoever wins a turnover game really almost wins the game.
All right, it's Degenhardt in the backfield with Bland as they put 3 receivers set in this time. 1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left. Trail Riley in coverage on the near side.
That's a lateral.
And ball is lateral. It's picked up by Caldwell County. Down across the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown Caldwell County. Yeah. And that's number 6, Burden. Picked it up. You called it right, Bob. A lateral on the play. And a turnover right back to Caldwell County. This one results in points as the Tigers are on the board. The defense has scored again. It's 6-0 depending the extra point play.
And that's a turnover that we like. Ours didn't cost us. Theirs cost them. And you could see that unfold right up here in front of us, that backward 2-yard pass where the receiver bobbled it with one hand and got hit, could not get to the ball.
Snap is back for the extra point. Kick is up. Whistles blow that one dead. It had plenty of distance. It is good. Or they didn't call it dead. I thought they blew the whistle before he was able to even kick it.
Thought I heard a whistle as well.
So with 4:35 left in the first quarter, Caldwell County's defense has put them on the board first. It's 7-0 Caldwell County. 3 games in a row this year so far to start the season that the defense has put points on the board. And in a big way, Caleb Burton picked that ball up, Bob, about the 38-yard line or so?
Is between the 35 and the 38. Let's pick a number.
All right, I'll go with the 38.
Let's do 38.
That's a good number for Mr. Burton to run one back. So a big play by that linebacking core for Caldwell County gives them the early lead.
And he knew what to do with the football, too. That's the other thing that you like to see about how football, or high IQ is on the football field. He knew exactly that had been a backward pass and grabbed it, one bounce up, and he was gone. Nobody within 10 yards of him when he picks it up, and he get it. He doesn't need a convoy going down the sidelines when you're 40 yards in front of somebody.
Now, I've been taking some ribbons because you said you or I could run through a hole that Caldwell opened up early in the year. Maybe we could have scored on that one. I'm not sure. But
we could have gotten close to the goal line.
And Nichols comes up. Kick is underway. And this one's booming. A good one all the way back into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And the Hopkinsville Tigers will take over from their own 20-yard line, trailing now 7-0. By far the best kickoff by Nichols all season. That one well into the end zone.
And a lot of hang time on that one, too. If that one even comes down at the 1 or 2 yard line, we've got kids 30, 40 yards downfield because that one had hang time on it.
So Bland will come out. Looks like he's going to have Degenhart in the backfield, too. And we did hear the whistle. The PA announcer just asked the fans not to blow the whistle. That's what confused us a while ago, Bob, on that play on the extra point attempt. So Bland under center, one receiver each side. Degenhart in motion, and it looks like Hopkinsville jumped again. And Bob, the penalties are starting to roll up on Hopkinsville as they'll mark this one back 5 yards and be 1st and 15 from the 15 for Hopkinsville.
They're really quite mistake prone so far today. Penalty wise, the fumble return.
I don't know if the snap count is getting some of the linemen. They bring a double tight end set. Send Degenhart in motion. Caldwell County shows blitz. This one blown dead again as Van Hoosier was in the backfield almost ready to take the handoff. And they're going to mark it back to the 10 now. Another motion penalty against Hopkinsville. 1st down and 20. That was Van Hoosier on the blitz. You could see him on a delayed blitz coming through, and he was in the backfield had that play gone through.
If that play had gone through, there would have been about an 8-yard loss by Hopkinsville, maybe even a turnover.
Yeah, because you know Hunter can put a hit on somebody enough to jar a ball loose. Trail's going to back off into coverage a little bit. This one is snap back. Bland looks over the middle. Goes to the far side, complete at the 25. Still on his feet, up across the 30 and down at about the 35-yard line. Penalty marker on the line of scrimmage. And players are walking back towards the flag.
No, holding penalty.
Hold on Hopkinsville. So right now the Hopkinsville Tigers are their own worst enemy. This one's going to spot the ball at the 5-yard line. Half the distance puts it at the 5. 1st down and 25. Two receivers each way for Hopkinsville. Lone back in the backfield is number 22. Bland calls for the snap, takes the snap from his end zone, throws it up. This one's going to be complete at the 15, across the 20, and up to the 25 before the Tigers converge on him at the 30, still plowing through. And I think they're going to come away with a 1st down on the play as Caldwell County could not bring the Hopkinsville receiver down. Jameer Riley at the bottom of the pile with the initial hit. But it's a 1st down for Hopkinsville all the way out to the 34-yard line.
Gain of 29 yards on that play by Hopkinsville, their first pass completion of the day.
So they had 1st and 25, pick up 29, 1st down for Hopkinsville as they get a little breathing room at their back. Ball spotted on the 34. They're going to bring two receivers to the left, one to the right. Single back in the backfield. Degenhardt is split to the right. Timeout for Hopkinsville. Still a lot of indecision on where everybody was supposed to be on that play, so the coaching staff had to come out and take a timeout. 3:35 left in the first quarter. Caldwell County leads this one 7-0 on a pickup by Caleb Burden. Went in 38 yards for the touchdown on a lateral that got away from Hopkinsville. Hope you'll tune in next Friday night. We're on the road again as we'll take the show to Crittenden County. Bob will have the pregame show with Coach Barnes at 6 o'clock. We'll have our pregame show at 6:30, then kickoff from Marion at 7 o'clock. That's next Friday night here on WPKY and live streamed on WPKYonline.com. Hopkinsville comes back out on the field after the timeout. Same formation they went to the huddle with. Two receivers to the far side, one near side. One back with Bland. Bland takes a snap, looks back for the swing pass now over the middle, complete at the 42. Van Hoosier with the tackle. And it'll be a pickup all the way out to the 42-yard line.
To number 2, Andrew King. Pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 for Hopkinsville. Bland starting to get a little bit of protection here, Bob, as he's able to complete a couple of passes here. The big one for the first down and a pickup of 8 on that one. Hopkinsville spreads it again, two receivers each way. Single back in the backfield. Gray showed blitz, picked up. Bland now tucks in, and it's Cole Baker flushing that one out right there at the 38-yard line. There was decent protection for Bland, but the pocket collapsed on him. There to snuff it out was Cole Baker. Lost back to the 38-yard line. 3rd down and 6 for Hopkinsville with 2:25 left in the first quarter. This will be a big stop. Even you don't want Hoptown to pick up any momentum. They had some after that big gain for the first down. Now 3rd and 6. We'll see if Caldwell County can hold this one tight. Snap is back. Bland over the middle again, complete. And he's across the 50, the 40. He's got some room down to the 30 and down to the 20-yard line before Dylan Cavanaugh able to catch him. They're going to mark this one at the 19-yard line.
It was Andrew King on the catch for Hopkinsville.
King with a lot of yards after the catch. Kind of used the field referee as a pick, able to get around him.
Well, the passing game for Hopkinsville is getting it done here in this particular drive.
So Hopkinsville in the red zone now with 1:48 left in the first quarter. They split one receiver to the far side. Man in motion comes up to the line. Double tight end set now. A little fumble on the snap. Whistle's going to blow this one dead. This will go against Hopkinsville and back them up. It's going to be a legal procedure against Hopkinsville. That'll back them up 5 yards on the play. 1st and 15 now. This will be from the 24-yard line. Hopkinsville getting the play in from the sideline. First time these two teams have met in 32 years. And if I read right in some of the pregame things we saw, Hopkinsville was the very first opponent ever for a Caldwell County team. Back in 1911. I'll leave that open for jokes on you, Bob, anytime. But Bland takes a snap, looks up. Now he goes to the end zone. Incomplete. No flag on the play. Hopkinsville wanting one. And I think they're going to say the receiver just tripped at the goal line, so incomplete. 2nd down and 15 from the 24. Bland's got enough arm to really put something on just about any pass. So even in a scrambling mode, he's got something in that arm.
And that's what we have to watch when they're close to our goal line, is his ability to scramble.
2 receivers to the left, 1 split way to the right. Single back with Bland. It's a running play off the left side up across the 20 and out of bounds back near the original line of scrimmage of the 19-yard line. Clock stops as the runner goes out of bounds at the 19 with 49 seconds. Van Hoosier on the tackle for Caldwell County. So back to 3rd and 10 for the Tigers. Big down right here. You really want to try to hold Hopkinsville to a field goal attempt at this point. Jameer Riley on coverage far side. East drops back near his goal line. Bland drops back, looks over the middle. It's complete again at the 10, down to about the 6-yard line. Looks like it's going to be enough for a first down. And it is first down, Hopkinsville at the 6, 1st and goal. Quick passes over the middle, or the way Hopkinsville is able to move the ball here late in the first quarter.
And again, that's Andrew King, number 2, who's caught at least 3 balls today over the middle.
2 receivers to the right, 1 left. Snap is back, handoff up the middle, and it's touchdown Hopkinsville. .22 seconds left in the first quarter. Hopkinsville puts points on the board. I think they said number 22. I'm looking, it's an awkward roster they had. I think he said Cotton.
And we don't have his number.
I didn't see his on there. So it is a touchdown Hopkinsville as they try to tie it on the point after. Left-footed kicker. Snap is down, kick is up. And this is good. So with 22 seconds left in the first quarter, we are tied 7-7. A couple of big pass plays on that drive benefited Hopkinsville. And we're really going to have to, it wasn't anything long on the outside. It was just a couple of passes over the middle. They were able to make a lot of yardage after the catch. So something the coaching staff will have to remedy on the next defensive stand by Caldwell County. But Hopkinsville able to come out tight, get a little rhythm in the passing game as Bland puts points on the board for Hopkinsville, 7-7. And Caldwell huddled up on the sideline before they receive this one. Stay tuned at halftime. Bob will have all the first half stats, then we'll take a look ahead to the second half. Crowd starting to pick up. A good-sized crowd across the way for Caldwell County. Massive stands here at the Stadium of Champions, but a lot of people on the far side in blue and gold. Going back will be Trail Riley. I think he and Jameer will both go back deep for the Tigers on this one. Hopkinsville set to put it in play from their 40. One defensive touchdown for Caldwell County, one offensive for Hopkinsville. Kick is in the air. It's going to be fielded by Trail Riley at the 21-yard line. He's up across the 25, goes to the sideline, wants to cut it back. Now he's going to try to turn up the field, and he'll go out of bounds across the 30. Little skirmish on the far sideline.
At the 22-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10, Caldwell County.
They're going to spot it at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10 for Caldwell. 16 seconds left in the quarter.
And so far, Dennis, this will be our 3rd offensive possession, and right now we've not picked up a first down, and we probably have a negative 9 yards total offense.
Nothing on this one. In fact, a loss is going to take it back to about the 29-yard line. Handoff on the play was to Gray. So nothing there for Caldwell County. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 13. And that's going to end the first quarter. So after one period of play, it's Caldwell 7, Hopkinsville 7. We'll be back with the second quarter action after this. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
Planters Bank, located at 208 North Jefferson Street, is locally owned and operated with a strong, sincere focus on customer service. Planters Bank has a diverse team of seasoned professionals in Western Kentucky and Clarksville, Tennessee. Since first opening their doors, Planters Bank has made a name for itself as an energetic player in the financial services market. Stop by and talk to the friendly folks at Planters and find out about the You Choose Rewards program. Planters Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the Stadium of Champions. We're set to get this second quarter underway. Caldwell County will have 2nd and 13 from their own 29-yard line. Hopkinsville scored late in the first quarter to knock this one at 7. Jaggers in the backfield, 2 receivers each way, fakes a handoff, sets up the screen to Jameer Riley, but he's hit at the 24-yard line and brought down. Play had some potential, Bob, except for the one player not fooled on it. He was right in front of Jameer. As soon as Jameer caught the ball, he was hit. The ball's going to be spotted back at the 25-yard line. So another loss for the Tigers brings up 3rd down and 17. Jaggers is going to send East and Travis Newsom near side. 3 receivers to the right. Empty backfield for Jaggers. Hopkinsville comes. Jaggers throws it. And let's see if it's complete.
Jaggers pass complete.
Complete up to the 28-yard line.
Travis Newsom.
4th down.
Newsom on the catch, but well short of any first down. So it'll bring up 4th down and 12. And Russ Bashir will come out to punt for Caldwell.
Dagan Hart and Marchand to return.
Hopkinsville puts their deep back at their 40. Low punt. End over end is going to bounce and be hit. Picked up and hit right at the 45-yard line. Big hit by number 33 for Caldwell County, Tate Van Hoosier on the tackle. And I think that hit had some intent of busting the ball loose and causing a fumble. Tate really laid a lick on him. Hoptown able to hold on to it. They'll start with good field position at their own 45-yard line. So Bland will come back out with a little momentum. Yeah, be fine. 2 receivers each way for Bland. 1 back in the backfield to his left. Snap is back. Bland drops back, looks over the middle. Now he's got some pressure, and he goes down. That was 40. Let's see who that may have been. 44 maybe? And it's a fumble on the play, recovered by Caldwell County. 44 in on the play. I think Mitchell calls the fumble. I'm not sure who came up with it in the pile, but it is a fumble recovery, turnover, and the Tigers have great field position now at the Hopkinsville 39-yard line. Caldwell able to bust that pocket, get Mitchell into the backfield. Now they bring 3 receivers set. The handoff is going to go to Gray up the middle. He's across. Ball is loose. Still loose on the ground. And they are looking like Hopkinsville. Hopkinsville picks up the fumble. Gray had a pretty decent gain on the play. Ball popped out, and Hopkinsville picks it up at the 33-yard line. So back-to-back turnovers gives it right back to Hopkinsville with 10:25 left in the first half, 7-7. Bit of a sloppy game so far on both sides. Couple of turnovers. Hopkinsville's been penalized several times in this half. But we are knotted with 10:25 left in the half as Hopkinsville brings the offense back out on the field. They'll start this drive from their own 33. Bland under center. Little wing T reverse action going on there. It's number 5. He's down. Look like at the 32-yard line. Dagenhart on the carry. Ball spotted at the 32. And Caldwell County really needs a stand here. I don't know what the outside noise is. If you hear that, we do too. So like a bad popcorn popper. Bland drops back again over the middle and complete all the way out near the 45-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down.
Bland's pass to Marchand, complete.
We'll mark it at the 45-yard line. First down for Hopkinsville. They are wearing us out right across the middle on those passes. That one didn't have bad coverage. Burden was right in the area.
But they're getting the guy into the opening, and the quarterback is on target.
So Hopkinsville comes to the line. This time, two tight end set. They're going to put a receiver out each way. Bland under center. And I think they stopped play maybe for the noise coming from the PA system.
Like you say, Dennis, that could be a runaway popcorn popper.
And they got it stopped. To the roar of the crowd. The background noise is stopped. Referee winds the clock. 9:16 left in the first half. First down for Hopkinsville. There it goes again. Hopkinsville puts a player in motion. Caldwell County showed blitz. Now they come back out of it. Handoff off the right side. And he's tackled up around the 47, 48-yard line by Burden. I think that was Dagenhart on the carry.
I believe we're going to have to shut the PA system down.
Going to have to turn the PA system off for let it cool back down, whatever it was doing. Ball spotted with the nose of the ball on the 48-yard line. Second down and 7 for Hopkinsville. They'll send two receivers to the far side. Now they're going to put one back over here. Is Coach Clayton not happy with the players not knowing where to be on the field? Two receivers each way now for Hopkinsville. Bland drops back, lets this one go. It's complete at the 40. He's got some room down to the 30, 20, 10, 5. And let's see if they mark him in. Touchdown. Touchdown, Hopkinsville. Jameer Riley tried to knock the ball away right at the goal line, but they're going to say the ball crossed the plane, and it's touchdown, Hopkinsville. Big play down the far sideline for Hopkinsville. Puts them out front for the first time today with 8:06 left in the second quarter. Hopkinsville setting up for the point after. And something, the holder, I think, is down for Hopkinsville.
Was he the the receiver?
He may have been. May have been the one that scored the touchdown pass.
Did you get that number?
I did not.
Looked like it was 22, but these numbers are atrocious.
He is down right at the 10-yard line as he was trying to take the snap, just kind of laid back. I think they're looking maybe at his shoulder.
He took a vicious hit as he was crossing the goal line by one of the Riley boys. I'm not sure whether it's Trail or Jameer.
I think Jameer was on pursuit, able to knock the ball away right at the goal line. I think the call was right that the ball did cross.
And then crashed down on him as he was going into the end zone, maybe on his shoulder or...
Hard to tell from this vantage point, but it does look like where they are looking at right now.
Combination, maybe shoulder and getting the breath knocked out of him.
And that was basically quickness because he had pretty decent coverage. Jameer was a step behind and chased him for about 30 yards. And if you're outrunning Jameer Riley, you're pretty quick. And it is his right arm he's looking at, number 14.
Marchand was the one they caught the pass.
Yeah, with Marchand, a 6 foot, 165-pound senior for Hopkinsville. So they'll bring in a new holder on the point after. Looks like number 7, Lane Rushing, a freshman. Point after, snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 8:06 left in the first half, it's Hopkinsville down on top 14-7. Bob, kind of surprised at the yardage the defense is giving up so far in this first half.
Big plays, too. They've had 3 or 4 plays in excess of, this last one was 52 yards. And it's all through the air. The rushing attack is getting nowhere. 29-yard pass play and 43-yard pass play on that on their first touchdown drive. So
going through the air and not really deep throws either. They're going right across the middle. That one went to the sideline, able to put, was it Marchand into the end zone.
And the other thing I mentioned a while ago, the quarterback is deadly accurate so far. He's not throwing behind, above, or in front of the receiver. He's putting the ball right on the number, and the receiver's making the catch and being able to look around for 2 or 3 yards or clearing before he can make his move. And speed hurt us in that last one. We had great coverage on that kid.
So Trell Riley and Jameer Riley back at their own 15-yard line to take this kick as Hopkinsville takes the lead 14-7. Kick is in the air. It's a low kick. It's going to go all the way back to the end zone for a touchback. And Caldwell County will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Just over 8 minutes left in the first half. Again, a reminder of WPKY's soccer coverage coming up on Tuesday night as the Lady Tigers will take on Madisonville in a big district matchup. That's at Butler Stadium. We'll have the coverage and the live stream starting at 6:45 pregame. They'll kick that one underway at 7. Jaggers in the backfield. Dylan Cavanaugh back there with him. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Handoff is to Cavanaugh, goes out wide across the 20 and out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
That's a new wrinkle we've seen for the first time. Dylan in the backfield on a jet sweep.
5-yard gain on the run. 2nd down and 5 for the Tigers. Jameer Riley now in the backfield with Jaggers. 3 receivers set this way. Jaggers goes far side. It's complete to number 9. Looks like enough for a first down. That's Oliver Parker.
To the 31 of
31, and that is a Little Caesars first down for Caldwell County. First one of the ball game. So 2 quick ones. Gets Caldwell 11 yards. Now the handoff to Jameer Riley. He's going to come left. He's got a little bit of room to turn it up. Flags on the play as he's hit at the 35 and pushed out of bounds. Penalty markers in the backfield and also back out in the secondary. So we'll see what these are. Jameer had a pretty good pickup on the play. We'll see how they sort this one out. First one is a hold against Caldwell County. Holding against Caldwell County. I think they had 2 different holds on the play, actually. So 2 holding calls. First one declined, second one accepted. Pushes Caldwell back to their 20-yard line. 1st and 21 for the Tigers. Jaggers goes back, got a lot of pressure, hit. It's caught, though, by Parker. Parker gets up across the 25 and down to the 30. Jaggers took a big hit as Hopkinsville was bringing everybody on that play. Pickup of 10 on the pass to Parker. Puts the ball at the 30. 2nd down and 11 for the Tigers. Jaggers takes it, looks to the far side again to Parker. Parker on a curl, picks up maybe 1. Clock ticking with 7:09 left in the first half. Ball spotted at the 31-yard line. 2 receivers each way for Caldwell. I think that is that Jameer in the backfield. It's hard to tell with his stance right now. Jaggers drops back, has some protection, complete to Parker up at the 45, the 50, and down at the 45 of Hopkinsville. That shows what Joby can do with some protection because he laid that one right on the fingertips of Oliver Parker, who made another great catch. That's a couple of spectacular catches he's made this season.
24-yard gain on that pass play to Oliver.
Ball at the Hopkinsville 45. Handoff is to Jameer Riley, cuts it up the middle. Still on his feet at the 40. And that's about where he'll come down, at the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5 for the Tigers with 6:26 left. Caldwell quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Handoff again to Riley. He's going to try to bounce this one outside, but no luck there as he's met, maybe even thrown for a loss. We'll see where they mark this one. He got back just about to the line of scrimmage. And they are going to drop it back to the 41. Oh, wow. Looking at some pictures from that drive by Hopkinsville that resulted in a touchdown. Handoff to Riley. He's going to pop this one outside. 30, the 20, the 10. He's got a blocker in front of him. And touchdown, Caldwell County. Run down the near sideline by Jameer Riley. No flags on the play. Nice job by Parker. Or was that Kavanaugh to be down the field ready to put the block on if needed. But Jameer Riley waltzed that one in after he got around the 30 and past the 25. It was all Riley. Caldwell County an extra point attempt from tying this one up with 5:43 left in the first half. Nichols set for the kick. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 5:43 left in the first half, it's Caldwell County and Hopkinsville tied up at 14. Nice play by Jameer Riley, Bob, to get around that corner. Caldwell got a little momentum going with that drive. They got a little rhythm going.
That was a well-executed drive. We had a nice pass reception by Oliver Parker and a great run. Nobody touched Jameer on that run, and he was escorted into the end zone by, I'm not sure whether it was Dylan or maybe Oliver Parker in front of him down there, but he wasn't going to be tackled by any of the Hopkinsville players, that's for sure. It is great to get this thing knotted up and a little momentum going for Caldwell County on that drive.
And good to see an offensive touchdown on the board for the Tigers. And Joby had such great protection on that one pass to Parker. He had about a 3, maybe 4 second protection on that one, and he was able to hit Parker in stride right across the middle.
And again, another great catch by Oliver. He has super hands. Made his 1 yard catch was even a better catch because he was battling 3 Hopkinsville kids for that ball.
So Nichols will set this one up as he'll put it in play back to Hopkinsville. 14 all with 5:43 left in the first half. Nichols puts this one in the air. It's going to be a short kick angled toward the sideline. Bounces at the 20. And let's see, it goes out of bounds. Was it touched or?
I'm not sure what the officials are going to.
And I think they are going to call it touched. No flag on the play, so they're going to call it at the 13-yard line, I think. Hopkinsville had a back in the area. Looked like he reached down for it, wanted to try to pull away. So Hoptown will start this drive from their own 13-yard line. But Bob Caldwell's going to have to tighten up that middle right over, right in the middle linebacker position.
They have been, that's been our Achilles heel so far on 3 little. They've gotten their back open over the middle, out about 10 yards, and we're dropping too far back into coverage in that particular spot on the field.
Burden and Van Hoosier in that area. Let's see if Hopkinsville still tries to go at it. 2 receivers each way. Bland drops back. Now he's going to look long. It's coverage out here by Trail Riley. That one's overthrown. Flag on the play, but there's no way that could be caught. And Trail pulled his helmet off. I hope that's not an additional penalty. He's going to get called for pass interference, but folks, that ball was 6 or 7 yards overthrown. No way a player could have got a fingertip on the ball. So Riley will go to the sideline. I'm sure kind of upset at this point that call was even made. He had good possession, good protection on the receiver, looking back for the ball, good coverage. So just not a favorable call at all, but you play through those. Ball's going to be spotted up to the 29-yard line. After the official decides what side of the field he wants to mark it
The
on.
official that threw that, this is another one of my pet peeves. He was 10 yards further up the field. He could not see what was happening with the flight of the ball.
Ball spotted at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for Hopkinsville. Bland back. He's got some protection now. Pocket closes, throws in and out of the hands. He had his receiver at the 43. The receiver dropped it. Coverage pretty good on that far side. The pass was there. That's one thing you got to give credit where it's due. Bland does have a pretty strong arm. He's pinpointing those passes so far this first half. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for Hopkinsville with 5:27 left on the clock. It stopped with the incompletion.
Yeah, and I don't think anything happened by Trail taking his helmet off. He's back on the field.
2 receivers to the right. The handoff is by Hopkinsville. Big tackle. I think that was it number 35? 32's in there.
Or 44. 30. I think Mitchell.
Hunter Van Hoosier, Will Bashir, and Mitchell Harrelson all in on the play. Good play by the Tigers.
20
results in a loss on the play. Ball spotted back at the 32-yard. We'll call it the 32-yard line.
26.
Oh, I'm sorry, the 26-yard line.
3rd and 12 for Hopkinsville.
2 receivers each way for Hoptown. Bland calls a signal. He's in the shotgun, drops back. He's got some pressure coming in from the side. Big tackle there. 35 flushed it. That is Will Bashir. Mitchell Harrelson finished it off. Good pursuit around the end by Bashir.
Another sack officially, a 1-yard loss on that run by the quarterback.
Ball will be spotted right on the 25-yard line, so Hopkinsville will punt this one away, and the defense stands back up for Caldwell County with 4:17 left in the second quarter. Riley drops back to about his 40. Punt is up. It's a high kick. And Trail's going to let that one bounce. Gives up about 10 more yards as this one keeps rolling all the way back to the 20-yard line. Caldwell will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. I'm not sure why we didn't field that ball on the fly, let it bounce, and cost us an extra 10 yards roughly on the decision. 3:58 now left.
I'm not sure what our strategy is on punts. We were close, could have fair caught it, and just chose to get away from it.
So Caldwell County comes out 1st and 10, their own 20-yard line. Newsom, the nearest receiver. 3 to the far side. Handoff is to Burden. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. May not even have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. I think the side judge is marking it right back at the 20, so no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for Caldwell County. Bob will have all the first half stats coming up at halftime, so stay tuned for that. Burden and Trail Riley in motion now. 4 receivers set to the right, 1 to the left. Jaggers looks down the field. He's got a wide open Parker and overthrown. He faked the little swing pass. Parker took off down the field. Nobody within 5 or 10 yards of him. And just overthrown to the far sideline. But the Tigers will keep that one in their hip pocket. I bet we'll see that play again later in the second half. One thing about it, Bob, I think the line in the second quarter has provided Jaggers with a little more protection than early on in this game.
I think so, too.
Jaggers over the middle, incomplete and picked off. Knee on the ground at the 35-yard line. Interception off the deflection. Intended receiver was Dylan Cavanaugh off of his fingertips. A nice interception by Hopkinsville. He picked it off the ground. Had his knee on the ground when he hit, so no forward progress with it, but it's Hopkinsville ball at 3:16 left in the half at the Caldwell County 35-yard line. Turnovers have hurt the Tigers just a little bit today also. So the defense really needs to make a stand on this one. You don't want to go in down at halftime and give Hoptown the momentum at home. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side for Hoptown. Bland takes it, looks across the middle again. It's complete at the 30, down to the 27-yard line. King on the catch. And Gabe East on the tackle for Caldwell County. We're going to give him
going to bring up second and 3.
Yards, 2nd and 3. East drops back to about his 12-yard line in coverage. Snap is back, late handoff. Across the left side, up across the 25, down to about the 23-yard line. It'll be enough for a first down for Hopkinsville. They'll stop the clock as they move the chains with 2:35 left in the second quarter. Bland comes in from the sideline with the play. And Hoptown will bring 2 receivers to each side. One back in for protection on Bland's right shoulder. Bland takes it, looks down the field. Intercepted by Van Hoosier at the 18. He's up across the 20, the 30, the 40. He's got some room down at the 50. The only tackler that could save a touchdown for Hopkinsville did it, but it's an interception, Hunter Van Hoosier, and it's Caldwell County ball at midfield. Van Hoosier's 3rd interception in the last game and a half.
Picked off at the
18 is where I thought it was picked off at, Bob.
32-yard return.
Good anticipation by Hunter Van Hoosier as Caldwell County has 2:06 to work with and the ball right on the 50-yard line. 3 receivers this way for Jaggers. Handoff is to Jameer Riley, bounces back out to the outside. Wants to come wide to the outside across the 45 and down to about the 43-yard line.
Nice determined run by Jameer then.
Yeah, Jameer saw the hole closed up in the middle, tried to bounce it out to the left. And they spot this one at the 43-yard line. 2nd and 3 for the Tigers. 2 receivers set. Handoff again to Jameer. Looks up the middle. Tries to push the pile up close to a first down. We'll see where they mark it. And flag on the play. May have been a late hit. Penalty marker came in after the play had stopped. Riley short of the first down, but we'll see what the penalty is. Looked like a bit of a late hit came in on Hopkinsville as the pile was stopped.
And it looks where they have marked the ball that it is a first down.
Still waiting on the official rule. Unsportsmanlike conduct. It was a late hit against Hopkinsville and Caldwell, so those penalties will offset. And they brought the ball back to the 42-yard line, so it'll be shy of a first down.
Well, they're going to replay second down. That to me should be an after the play is over type penalty.
Yeah, the play was stopped.
So it's
still some discussion down there. I don't know if they're getting the numbers on the unsportsmanlike to record right now. 2nd down and 3 for the Tigers. Having to look across the field to make sure on the downs because the scoreboard's a little bit of a delay. 3 receivers set to the far sideline. Handoff is to Burden trying to pick up the first down. He's going to move it across the 40. Nice, tough run. Caleb Burden gets the first down. That's a Little Caesars first down for Caleb Burton. The ball out to the 39-yard line. First down, Caldwell County. Those have been precious today. 3 receivers to the right. Burden still in the backfield. He takes the handoff, hit, pulls the tackler, and will pick up about a yard on the play. Hit in the backfield, but Burden, a strong kid, is able to pull the tackler with him. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line.
Second down and 10.
We're going to call it 2nd down and 9. Still a 3-receiver set, far sideline. Handoff is to Burden, picks his way up near the 30-yard line. Nice run by Burden. It'll be 3rd down and short for the Tigers.
They're going to mark
Caldwell
it
County's going to call a timeout.
marked at the
32-yard line is where the mark will be. That'll bring up 3rd down. Caldwell County calls timeout with 48 seconds left in the first half. And Bob, looking at the pregame warm-ups by Nichols, this is an area pretty close to his limit maybe for a field goal attempt.
He definitely has the leg, and he's definitely within distance right now.
From where the ball is spotted now, you're looking at maybe a 49-yard field goal. And he was hitting those on the other end of the field at warm-ups. So Caldwell County looking to, at worst, go in tied at halftime, but they'd like to tack some points here on the board and take a lead into halftime. 48 seconds left in the first half. Burden still in the backfield, 2 receivers each way. Parker and Jameer Riley far side. Snap is back, over the middle, incomplete. That's set on the fingertips of Jameer Riley twice and almost intercepted off the deflection. Falls incomplete, and it's 4th down and 3 for Caldwell County. 4th and 4, for Caldwell County. We're going to keep the offense on, not try the field goal. 3 receivers to the far side. Burden in the backfield. Fake to Burden. Jaggers has some pressure. He's going to go down the sack all the way back at the 35-yard line. And the turnover on downs is going to give it to Hopkinsville. No protection there for Joby as he had to eat that one pretty quick after the fake on the play action to Burden. So Hopkinsville takes over with 37 seconds left to try to go 65 yards. Score tied at 14. Bland back with 2 receivers each way. He's had a little luck over the middle. We'll see if he tries that. Low snap, picked up by Bland's, got some protection. Complete over the middle at the 36, up across the 40. The 50, still on his feet, almost to the 50. 48-yard line is where they'll mark this one. And I don't know if Hopkinsville has any timeouts. They had to burn some early in the contest on a couple of possessions. Clock ticks. Ball at the 48-yard line. 2 receivers each way for Bland. He drops back, looks to the sideline this time in the area of Trail Riley. Knocked away by Trail Riley. And it's incomplete. Trail with nice coverage. I thought he was going to wheel that one in with one hand. He got up and got a pretty good hand on it.
He looked like he had a chance to wheel that one in with one hand.
So the incompletion brings up 2nd down for Hopkinsville. 13 seconds left now in the first half. Ball spotted at the Hoptown 48-yard line. Single back in the backfield with 2 receivers split each side. Bland takes a snap out of the shotgun. Looks up the field over the middle. It's complete at the 37. Hunter Van Hoosier there to limit it to a completion to the 37-yard line of Caldwell County. Clock stopped with 6 seconds left as they move the chains. And not a fast chain crew by any means. Timeout Hopkinsville. I thought they were kind of jogging down the line a little bit there, but it is Hopkinsville's got to be their last timeout, Bob, because they used some timeouts early on when they couldn't get the right personnel on the field for a couple of plays. So 6 seconds left, probably out of the range for a high school kicker to even try a field goal from this point. You're looking at a 55-yard attempt where the ball is spotted. So 6 seconds, Hopkinsville has a chance to either hit a swing pass and see if they can pick it up after the run or just go deep to the end zone. You think Caldwell will give up anything over the middle right now. Stay tuned at halftime. Bob's going to have all of the first half stats And we'll take a look at the second half. Very entertaining game today. Hopkinsville had the lead at 14-7. Caldwell able to come back and tie it up at 14. Teams back out on the field. Trail Riley's going to have coverage on the near sideline. 2 receivers each way for Hopkinsville. Bland back. He's got the protection. Goes sideline. And let's see. Late hit by Caldwell County, and that's going to hurt. With 1 second left, they ran a play to the sideline trying to set up a field goal. And I'm sure, Bob, that that's going to be a late hit on Caldwell County, well over by the track almost. Ball is spotted at the 25, but if that's a personal foul, that'll take it all the way down to the 10.
12 and a half because they'll.
Oh, 12 and a half. Do half the distance?
Half the distance. Mm-hmm.
Personal foul, Caldwell County.
Against Caldwell.
And that is a late hit. And they're only going to mark this one down to the 17-yard line. So they are going to try it. No, they're going to keep marking it now.
Now they're at the
12.
12.
They're down to the 12, like
12
you said. An old chain crew. You got to go with the old chain crew with the experience there. Ball at the 12. They're going to spot this one at the 19. 29-yard field goal attempt with 1 second left on the clock. Snap is backing down. Kick is up. And it is no good. Goes wide left. And that ends the first half. As Caldwell County and Hopkinsville have played to a draw so far in the first half. It's Caldwell 14, Hopkinsville 14. We'll be back in 3 minutes with the halftime stats, so stay tuned for that. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
Porter Gas Company is a full-service local and family-owned propane company. Princeton Drug Company, 103 West Main in Princeton, proudly features low-cost prescriptions and friendly service. Princeton Drug offers in-town delivery, in-store pickup, or a convenient drive-through window. Princeton Drug has a wide selection of Christian greeting cards for every occasion. Princeton Drug is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, and on Saturday from 8:30 to 2:30. No deliveries on Saturday. Princeton Drug, 103 West Main Street, Princeton. Phone 365-5585.
As the sun sizzles outside, drop by Sandra's Gatherings and check out their late summer picks, garlands, and wreaths with loads of bright summer into fall colors. You'll find all American classics with rescued and reproduction pieces to create interiors that are reminiscent of yesteryear's simpler lifestyle. And just plain country accessories, including lamps, pottery, candlesticks, canvases, and much more. Sandra's Gatherings is a cool store with cool prices. And as always, check out their half-price corner. Come on by Sandra's Gatherings at 116 East Main in downtown Princeton. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 4. Phone 365-4000.
This is Carol at the Woodall Agency at 110 West Washington Street in the heart of downtown Princeton. Our agency is proud to have been a part of this community since 1907. We want you to come by and see us soon. We may be able to save you some money on your home, auto, motorcycle, or mobile home insurance. We offer discounts for good students, multi-policy, safe drivers, and many more. We appreciate our loyal customers, and we will work hard.
And we are back at the Stadium of Champions. It's halftime as Caldwell County and Hopkinsville are tied at 14 in this one. Both teams had the lead at one point in the first half. Caldwell able to tie it up in the second quarter and dodge a bullet with a pass completion with 1 second left by Hopkinsville to the far sideline. A late hit penalty put the ball all the way down to the 12, but Hopkinsville unable to convert on the field goal attempt from 29 yards out, so we stay tied at 14. And Bob, you just give me the word whenever you're ready with those stats. But Caldwell County's defense scores again with the first first points for Caldwell County in that first quarter. So 3 games in a row for the Tiger defense to put points on the board. Caldwell had one good drive that Bob will give you the stats on, but Jaggers one drive had some pretty good protection, able to make some completions. A one especially to Oliver Parker in that drive and able to put some points on the board. So pretty evenly matched ball game today. A lot of penalties early on for Hopkinsville, penalties for Caldwell County, almost hurt there to end the first half. A reminder, we'll be back in action next week on WPKY. I know we have a girls soccer game on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, big district matchup with Madisonville. The winner of that one likely in the driver's seat for an automatic invitation to the regional tournament, with this being only a 3-team district this year. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff, Caldwell Madisonville girls. So we'll be on the air about 6:45 with that one, myself and Joe Mack with the call there from Butler Stadium. And then on Friday night, we're on the road to Marion, Kentucky, as Caldwell County will take on Crittenden County. Bob will be on with Coach Barnes at 6 o'clock. We'll have the pregame show at 6:30, kickoff for that one at 7 o'clock. It's Caldwell and Crittenden next Friday night. So I think Bob's ready with the stats, and Bob, take her away.
Here we go, Dennis. The score here at halftime is, as mentioned, we're all knotted up at 14-14, and the scoring developed this way in the first quarter. Caleb Burden picking up a swing pass that was a lateral pass behind the line, behind the quarterback, picking up and running at 38 yards to pay dirt at the 4-minute 35 mark of the first quarter. Boyce Nichols adding the extra point. Caldwell County leading at that point 7-0. In the first quarter, Hopkinsville with 22 seconds remaining in the first quarter on a 6-yard run by Cotton. PAT was good, and at that point we were knotted up 7-7. In the second quarter, Hopkinsville goes ahead on a Marshawn 52-yard pass reception. The PAT was good, that coming at the 8-minute 6-second mark of the second quarter. Hopkinsville then led 14-7. Caldwell County putting together a nice drive to answer that touchdown by Hopkinsville, scoring on a Jameer Riley 41-yard run at the 5-minute 43-second mark of the second quarter. Boyce Nichols adding the extra point again, and we were tied 14-14, and that's where we end the first half. For Caldwell County, stat-wise here in the first half, we have rushes. We have 13 rushes for net 49 yards. Dylan Gray, 3 carries for no yards. Caleb Burden, 4 carries for 11 yards. Jameer Riley, 4 carries for 52 yards. Dylan Cavanaugh, 1 carry for 5 yards. And Joby Jaggers, 2 carries for 19 yards. Total of 13 rushes for the Tigers and 49 net yards. Passing, Joby was 7 out of 13 in the first half with 1 interception. Travis Newsom with 2 catches for 10 yards. Jameer Riley, 1 catch. That lost 5 yards on that particular play. And Oliver Parker coming up big with 4 catches for 41 yards. Total catches for the Tigers of 7. Total yards through the air, 46 yards. The Tigers with 98 yards of total offense here in the first half. For Hopkinsville here in the first half have only 9 yards net rushing here in the first half, but through the air, the quarterback is 10 out of 16 with 1 interception. He's thrown for 206 yards here in the first half and really got going late. Hopkinsville trying to run on Caldwell County early on. That wasn't working, so Hopkinsville went to the air. They've had several big completions, a 29-yard completion, a 43-yard completion, a 13-yard completion, another 13-yarder, 52-yarder, 13, 14, 13, 8. So you get the idea how you can get to 206 pretty quick there. But still, it's anybody's ball game here at halftime. Caldwell County with the possibility of maybe 3 or 4 sacks here in the first half. That's hurt Hopkinsville's running game. The quarterback probably sacked 4 times, and maybe 3 or 4 of their ball carriers losing yards on 3 or 4 carries. We don't chart their stats individually, but our defense against the run has been real stout. We're going to have to do something in the halftime here to work on our pass defense. And again, we have to compliment the Hopkinsville quarterback. He's landed in there where it can be caught, and we got by with 1 catch being totally dropped in the hands and nobody within 2 yards of him. So we're lucky that he didn't have another completion in the first half. But again, the Tigers will come out here with the possession to start the third quarter and settle down, I would hope, and maybe get something going, get in the end zone, and get the lead back, Dennis. But we've got to do something to work on our pass coverage here in the second half.
And a lot of that pass coverage, Bob, wasn't really anything deep, especially on a couple of those drives by Hopkinsville. It was some short passes, but they were pinpoint accurate, about 8 to 12 yards over the middle. And it a couple of times looked like the receiver was using the referee that stands in the area of the linebackers for Caldwell County as kind of a pick, because the Caldwell County Tigers linebackers at times had to go around the referee to make the tackle. But that's the area that Caldwell was really victimized on a lot on those drives. One play where they scored the touchdown, we've got some pictures, and kind of makes you wish that you had instant replay a little bit in high school ball. One of the pictures floating around now that out there on the internet, the receiver that scored down at the goal line, knee down back on about the 2-yard line, well shy of the touchdown, but you don't have the instant replay in high school football, so one of those things you just
that's the official who cannot get down the field fast enough to watch that. We saw pass interference on this side of the field where the official was probably 15 yards back and goes with the crowd eruption. Hopkins on the Hopkinsville side of the field. I'm not saying he's but he threw the flag and he had no idea where if pass interference had occurred on that play.
Yeah, it wasn't much. In fact, Trail, I think it was on the play, had the
maybe
pass
had better position
interference,
than
was looking back at the ball and really trying to make a play on it. But the one down there on the goal line where the ball actually popped loose at the goal line, but his knee was down on about the 2-yard line. But that's the things that you have to accept in high school ball. That's just one of the breaks of the game. You can't go back and look at it. You can't challenge anything like that in high school ball. So it should even out over the course of the season, so we won't spend a lot of time on it. We just wanted to make our listeners aware that it actually was a down knee at about the 2-yard line. 5 minutes left or so in halftime. Caldwell County and Hopkinsville tied up right now at 14. Bob, coming out of this second half, there were some bright spots for Caldwell County on that offensive line. We've talked about it being a work in progress, a lot of new players, but on the drive where Parker had so many catches and picked up so many yards, that was because Jaggers had some time to throw the ball.
And he did have a proper amount of time in our running game. With one big loss that Joby endured early in contest, we would be in the 65-yard area rushing, which is we've only averaged about 45 yards a game in rushing. And Hopkinsville, quick defense and that. So our blocking, to me, that indicates it's getting better. And you made a point a while ago, Dennis, on our pass defense. Hopkinsville is getting their receivers open short of our linebacker, hitting that receiver, and able to run and pick up extra yards after the catch. On Marshawn's 52-yarder, he probably only had the ball 10 to 14 yards from the line of scrimmage, but he was able to get outside and get down the sideline and go into the end zone, as he was the one that we think maybe could have been ruled down at the 2-yard line. But that's how Hopkinsville is getting a lot of their yardage, is after the catch.
And a lot of penalties in this ballgame. We've played the first 2 games of the season relatively penalty-free. Hopkinsville looks like they were their own worst enemy. They were shooting themselves in the foot just about every play to start the game, not just on a possession, but every play as they were backed up. We just made the mistake of giving up big yardage plays, pass completions to get them out of the hole, but a lot of penalties on them. We almost had a tough penalty here to close the first half as we picked up a personal foul penalty. There were offsetting personal foul penalties, so a lot of hard hitting, a little extracurricular activity, if you will, going on the field at times tonight too. But that's something we've got to clean up. We're not a good enough team to handle a lot of penalties or to absorb a lot of turnovers, and we've had our share of those also in the first half.
Mentioning the penalties on Hopkinsville, they probably ran 10 plays and probably had 6 penalties on those 10 plays. But since that stretch of the game, which was early on, I'm not sure whether I know we had the offsetting penalties, but I don't think they've probably didn't draw a penalty at all in the second quarter, and Caldwell hasn't drawn many, but we got by with that one late in the second quarter when the pass receiver was hit out of bounds, bringing the ball down to the 12.5-yard line, but fortunately Hopkinsville not able to convert on the field goal as the first half ended. So, but it's anybody's game right now, 14-14. We're down to 2 minutes here in the halftime, but when the kids come back to the field, they'll put 3 up to let them get loose again before the second half kicks off, and Caldwell County will be receiving the third quarter kickoff.
Bob, a lot of what this second half may come down to is who takes care of the ball and doesn't have the big turnovers or give up the big play, because both teams this is about as evenly matched, I think, as you're going to find a 3A school and a 4A school. As Caldwell comes in tonight, or this afternoon, actually ranked 7th in 3A. Hopkinsville technically 11th, first one out of the top 10 in 4A. So a pretty evenly matched game this afternoon. We just got to do a little better job of taking care of the ball and stop the runs after the catch over those catches over the middle.
We have to do that, and then when we get Hopkinsville to punt to us, we've got to do something with. We've had a couple punts that we've just watched hit the ground, and as if we were instructed not to even get close to them. And I know one of those probably could have been fair caught, saving us about 10 yards of being back further in our territory. So I'm not sure what the strategy is on that.
Yeah, if I remember back to your first Saturday morning quarterback show of the season after the Christian County game, I know that was a point of emphasis with Coach Barnes that we're going to have to receive these punts and not give up the extra 10 or 12 yards on the roll. Today, not doing a very good job at that so far in this contest. We'll see if that's an adjustment also at halftime.
Exactly, and you know, if we have a receiver back there that's not going to want to return the ball, maybe we'll get one back there would want to catch it, fair catch it, and not to cost us yardage. But I'll let the coaching staff handle that situation.
Yeah, we'll ask them their opinions on that coming up on Thursday when you do the coaches show, maybe, or next Saturday morning on the Saturday morning quarterback at 9 o'clock on WPKY. 12 minutes.
And you might be able to ask him that question, Dennis.
Oh, I do. I get to do that next week. Actually, you're right. I'm looking forward to that. First time I've done the Saturday morning quarterback show, so that'll be a treat for me next Saturday morning on Black Patch Saturday in Princeton. So that'll be a big morning for us here at WPKY. About 2:40 left before we kick this one off. Let's go back and take a 1-minute break. We'll be back to start this second half of action. You're listening to Tiger Football on 103.3 The Tiger.
Have you or a loved one been discharged from the hospital but not quite recovered enough to go home? Caldwell Medical Center's Swing Bed Program is the answer you are looking for. Caldwell Medical Center's Swing Bed Program can help patients that are recovering from stroke, joint repair replacement, IV therapy, post-hospitalization pain management, wound or major surgeries, acute physical or occupational therapy. Call 270-365-0300 to see if Caldwell Medical Center Swing Bed Program is right for you. Caldwell Medical Center, located 100 Medical Center Drive in Princeton.
And we're back at the Stadium of Champions getting ready for the kickoff to start the second half. Caldwell County will receive the kickoff to start the second half as Hopkinsville won the coin toss before the game, took the first possession. So, Bob, it's like you said, it's anybody's game. It's still an opportunity for Caldwell County to, even though the offense is learning, they're growing, they're having some growing pains, they can walk out of this stadium 2-1 in about an hour and a half.
And that's very possible, Dennis. That certainly is a situation that could exist. And I think, obviously, as they say, the third quarter is going to be key in this opening drive. We've got to either, if we can't get in the end zone, we need to chew up some clock, because I think I don't think we have. We've taken one drive downfield. I don't know how many we have of that in our arsenal. So we've got to protect the ball, not making mistakes, protect Joby, and make something happen.
I think that's the key. If you give Joby some protection, he's going to make the play. But if he has to start his play before he looks at his first receiver, having to dodge somebody in the backfield, it's going to be a long afternoon for Joby to finish this one. But, Bob, on the one good drive we had this afternoon, I thought Burden did a good job running the ball. I thought Jameer did a good job picking up positive yardage. And then you could come in and make the passes to Oliver Parker where the defense didn't just pin their ears back and try to come after Joby. They had to guard against the run a little bit. So you think you'll see more of that coming up. We still haven't seen the package with Cole Baker in the backfield for protection on Joby. We could see that here in the second half, as we know that's in the works. We saw a little bit of it against Graves County last week.
And on that touchdown that we were able, that was an 80-yard drive for us, helped out by Dylan Cavanaugh, 5-yard run, a 6-yard pass to Oliver Parker, 10-yard pass to Oliver, another pass to Oliver covering 1 yard, 24-yard pass to Oliver Parker, a 5-yard run by Jameer, a -1 run by Jameer, and then he was able to take it for 41 yards to the end zone, an 8-play drive resulting in 80 of our total yards so far here in the first half.
So, and a good mix of basically a 50-50 split running and passing on that drive. So that's something the Tigers are going to have to do more this second half, and absolutely more during the season as we get closer to district play coming up in a couple of weeks. We're about to get this one underway in the second half. 14-14 here at the Stadium of Champions. Trail and Jameer Riley back for Caldwell County.
And we have these guys back almost up, one at the 10-yard line, one at the 15. So maybe this kicker, he's only kicked off twice, but I thought he got one of them in the end zone.
And we are underway in the second half. This one's high going towards Jameer Riley. He'll field this one at the 6. He's up across the 10. Now the 20. Hit goes towards the sideline and thrown out of bounds near the 25-yard line. So a 23-yard, I'm sorry, he fielded that one at the 6, didn't he?
Yes.
So about a 19-yard return for Jameer Riley on the play. And Caldwell County will bring the offense out. Jagger still with decent percentages on his completions, as he has most of the season. 2 receivers each way. Looks like Dylan Gray in the backfield. They bring Jameer Riley in motion. Flags on the play. Looks like somebody for Caldwell may have jumped on this one.
Illegal procedure, Caldwell.
Procedure against Caldwell will take them back 5 yards and make it 1st and 15.
Repeat the down, 1st and 15.
Ball spotted now at the 20-yard line. Jameer, Trail, and Dylan Cavanaugh to the left. They'll also bring Gray over here. Keeper by Jaggers. He goes up across the 20 and gets up maybe forward progress to the 24-yard line.
First play, first time we've seen that all year long.
Yeah, we brought everybody in the kitchen sink over to the right side. Jaggers had the keeper off the left side of the line, picks up 4 yards on the play, and it is 2nd down and 11 for the Tigers. Handoff is to Gray. He's going to try to pick his way through, gets up to about the 19-yard or the 26-yard line. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for Caldwell County.
Connor Lackey on the tackle of number 24.
Cavanaugh and Trail Riley to the near side. Jaggers back, blitz on the outside. He has to let it go complete. Short of the 1st down, it's complete to Gray up to the 28-yard line.
Knocked out of bounds by Jaquita Spurgeon.
And that'll bring up 4th down for the Tigers. They'll have to punt it away as Bashir comes on. And in a game of field position, this is going to get Hopkinsville pretty good field position to start their first drive of the second half. Punt is away. Low line drive, end over end. It's fielded at the 47, and he's got some room down this side. He's only got the punter to beat, and Bashirs does a good job on the tackle down at the 24-yard line, saves a touchdown. Hopkinsville's back took a chance on receiving that one. It was a low line drive, tough to receive. He took it on the run and brings it all the way down to the Caldwell County 24-yard line, where Hopkinsville will have 1st and 10 with 10:44 left in the 3rd quarter. Russ Bashir did a great job coming in and making the tackle while blocked on that one. Bland in the backfield out of the shotgun. Looks over the field. Now he's getting some pressure. Has to go up the middle. He's sacked. Big loss all the way back to almost the 30-yard line. Ball looked like it came out for a second. Dylan Gray back there for Caldwell County along with Bashir's. Will Bashir back there for Caldwell County also. Loss is back to the 29-yard line. Second down and 15 for Hopkinsville. I've noticed when Bland drops back, have you seen the habit he's got of twirling the ball several times before he gets a good grip on it?
He plays with it a little bit too long.
Spins it around again. Now he looks over the middle. This one, complete at the 15. That was probably his best pass of the day, right over the fingertips of Dylan Cavanaugh and into the receiver. That was double coverage. He dropped that into, and the pickup is down to the 15-yard line. Third down and 2 for Hopkinsville. Dylan went up just as high as he could, and that ball barely over his fingertips. 2 tight ends set now for Hopkinsville as they may keep this one on the ground. Bland under center. Handoff is to the deep back. Thrown for a loss. It's going to be 4th down. Will Bashir on the tackle for Caldwell County all the way back at the 21-yard line.
At the 16-yard
line. I'm sorry. I've hit that wrong twice here. Start the second half with 4th down.
It'll be 4th and 3. I think no field goal attempt. I don't think so.
Maybe after that last one in the half, maybe not the confidence that they want in their kicker. 4th down from the 16. Bland under center again. Takes it. Play action goes this side. It's in and out of the hands of number 5. That's Dagenhart. Coverage right there by Dylan Cavanaugh was good. So the Tiger defense makes a huge stand right there after the big punt return by Hopkinsville set them up with good first down position deep in Tiger territory.
And had he caught that ball, he couldn't have turned upfield and gotten the first down. It was.
I think Cavanaugh would have nailed it.
If we make the tackle, he does not pick up the first down.
Burden back in the offensive backfield for Caldwell County along with Jaggers. 3 receivers set to the left side this time. Handoff is to Burden. Picks his way up near the 20. I think they're going to mark him down at the 19-yard line. Burden's a tough runner. I mean, he got some compliments from the Graves County coaching staff after that ball game when they came up for their post-game show. Said Burden was tough to bring down. Caldwell puts Burden and Trell Riley in motion. 4 receivers to the far side. Keeper by Jaggers. He's got a little room to this side. Gets across the 20, 25, and out of bounds. Let's see if it's enough for a first down at the 27-yard line. And I think it's going to be a Little Caesars first down for Joby Jaggers. First down, Tigers. Ball spotted at the 27-yard line.
Great decision by Joby to run that one.
Burden with the carry on the handoff across the 30, up near the 32, still pushing the pile. And he didn't go down, but he brought the whistles. Ball spotted at the 32-yard line.
Pick up 5 yards on that play.
You almost sacrificed Burden being a little tired for defense if he's going to run the ball at 5 yards a clip. Jaggers quickly to the far sideline, complete to Trell Riley at the 34-yard line, spun down at about the 37-yard line, it looks like.
Close to a first down. Let's see if
it's going to be just a little bit shy. It's going to bring up third down. That's in that Bob Euchre territory. Missed it by that much. It's going to be a short yard for Caldwell County on 3rd down and 1.
That was a pass to Jameer or Trail on that one?
Trail made a nice spin move. They are going to measure. And it looks like a couple of football links. 7:19 left in the third quarter. Caldwell County, Hopkinsville tied at 14. Let's see if Burden is in the ball game. You would expect a prime situation for a run by Caleb the way he's run the ball so far this afternoon. But it looks like, is that Jameer Riley in the backfield?
Jameer in
the backfield with Jaggers. No, I'll take that back. Jameer is on the line. He's one of the three receivers split this way. And as Kavanaugh on the run, he gets up across C30. It is going to be close to a first down. I don't know, Bob.
I think he maybe made it. I think they're going to get the mark. I think it's they're not even going to measure.
And they are giving him a first down, but we are standing right across from it. I think that was a fortunate one for us. And they are blowing the whistle. I think they're going to back him up maybe to rechain this one. No, they're going to give him the first down on it. So good job. Dylan Kavanaugh on a nice run. Picks up the first down. Little Caesars first down for Caldwell County. They quickly come to the line of scrimmage. Handoff again to Kavanaugh. He's going to come left side across the 40, hit, and driven out about the 41-yard line.
Pick up 4 yards on that play by Dylan.
Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. Caldwell County will come up with second down, 6:44 left in the quarter. Handoff goes to Kavanaugh. He's going to try to take it right side. A lot of pursuit by Hopkinsville. He's going to be thrown for a big loss on that one. Hopkinsville read that one the whole way. They'll throw him back to the 32-yard line. Let's call it the 33-yard line where the middle judge is standing.
Third down and 14.
Goes from 2nd and 7 to 3rd and 14 on the play. And they'll bring Burton back in. Kavanaugh will get a rest. Gabe East and Travis Newsom near side for Caldwell County. Burton in the backfield for protection. Almost a sack. Joby gets loose, turns back up the field, but he's going to be tackled at the 30.
Reading down in the backfield, by number 44, Denarius Red Barnes.
So a promising drive is snuffed out by Hopkinsville, and Bashir will come out for the punt.
Deep to receive Bashir's punt. Number 7, lane rushing. Number 5, Mitchell Degenhart.
And Degenhart in the area of the 45-yard line to receive this punt from Bashir. Snap is low. Bashir picks it up, puts the kick away. Nice kick. This one's going to go back, drive Degenhart back. I don't know if it was touched or not, but the ball is loose. Let's see if we're going to mark it. And they're saying Hopkinsville did not touch it. Caldwell picked it up on the bounce, went into the end zone, but they're going to call it down at the 29-yard line. It looked like Hoptown's player tried to field that one with his hand stuck out.
He was trying to field it. Maybe a break for him. It bounced about a yard in front of him, and he couldn't get his hands on the ball.
That's close. It was very close. But again, one of those plays to where there's no replay on. You just have to take it with what's seen on the field. But that's a couple that have gone against us this afternoon so far. Hopkinsville comes out with their possession, 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. They bring a man in motion to the line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff is to the lone back. Flag on the play. Carry goes up across the 35 to about the 36. But there is a flag on the play. It's going to be a hold against Hopkinsville.
Holding Hopkinsville.
Ball is going to be spotted down at the 20-yard line. 1st and 20 for Hoptown. No score so far in the third quarter, still 14-14. We have 5 minutes left in the third. Tiger defense has stood up most of the day. Let's see if they can pin Hopkinsville back and get the ball back in good field position. 1st and 20 now from the 20 for Hoptown. Flag stops this play, and I think that's going to be a timeout, Hopkinsville.
Timeout, Hopkinsville.
Bob, they have a lot of timeouts used just on formation. That's probably out of their 4 used today, 3 of them have been to reset the formations that they've come out in.
Mistakes that you can't waste timeouts, and Hopkinsville has wasted at least 3 today.
And I would love to be able to have replay to see if the Hoptown kid touched that ball as Caldwell went into the end zone with it on the bounce. But the play is going to stand as called, so 4:41 left in the third quarter. We remain tied, but Caldwell County's defense is causing some trouble for Hoptown right now. The ball is placed at the 20. First down and 20 for the home team. Two tight ends for Hopkinsville. They'll bring a player in motion up into the flanker spot. Handoff is to the lone back, Degenhart. Good play by Caldwell County. Bashir in there also. Let's see if the pile undoes.
Will Bashir had first crack at him. And
burdened in on the play also.
Slowed him down, and he was brought down for really no gain.
Ball spotted back at the 20. Second down. They have it officially 2nd and 21, but it looks like the nose of the ball is right on the 20. So I'm like you, Bob, no gain on the play. Second down and 20 for Hopkinsville. Bland will go into the shotgun. 2 receivers each side. He looks over the middle now. He wants to run, pulls it back over the middle, complete at the 32-yard line. Area of the field that Hopkinsville has really victimized Caldwell County on most of the afternoon. Completion is up to the 32-yard line. Pickup of 12 on the play. Van Hoosier on the tackle. 3rd down and 8 now for Hopkinsville. That's just an area that seems to have been wide open most of the day. Bland with good protection most of the day also.
We had a rush on him, and he stepped up into the pocket to make that completion. We were after him with 3 men.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He's going to go deep on this one. That's going to be overthrown, well overthrown. Coverage by East and also by Dylan Cavanaugh on the play. So that'll bring up 4th down and 8 for Hopkinsville as Caldwell County will look to get this one back, probably in decent field position. 3:17 left on the clock. No score so far in the third quarter. Trail Riley will drop back to about his 35-yard line.
Let's see what adjustments we've made on our punt return team at halftime.
Caldwell showed like they were coming. He gets the kick away, angles it to the sideline. This one will not be fielded. And not much of a kick on it. It's going to be spotted at the 49-yard line of Hopkinsville.
Punt of net gain of only 17 yards. We'll take that.
And Bob, I play golf on occasion. I hate to say the word shank, but I think that's what that one was.
Oh, please don't mention that word, Dennis.
Yeah, I don't want to put it in my mind either, but that one right over to the Caldwell County bench. It'll be spotted on actually the 46-yard line.
He got
I
worse.
thought the side judge put the mark on the 49, but it's at the 46. As East is in the receiving core to the left, 3 to the left. Handoff is
big hole up the middle for Dylan Gray.
Dylan Gray hits it and picks up some good yardage. So good run by Gray. Picks up positive yardage for Caldwell County down to the 41-yard line. 2nd down and 5 for the Tigers. Jaggers quick to the far sideline. Was that caught? If it was, that was a whale of a catch. And again, Oliver Parker. Travis Newsom. Oliver Parker. No, Oliver Parker. We had it right. Oliver
38
with a great catch.
3-yard pickup on the play.
I think it's easy to say that Parker has the best hands of this receiving squad. That's a handful of catches this year. We've seen him do such a great job pulling in. Penalty marker on this play is going to blow it dead. Jaggers put that one on the spot on the sideline where only Parker could get it if he could, and somehow Oliver able to grab that one.
He was under immense pressure. What was the penalty?
Procedure against Caldwell is going to move it back to the 43-yard line. 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers now. Handoff is to the back. It looks like Gray again gets up. Forward progress will take him to the 40-yard line. And it's going to be a 4th down.
It's like 4th and 4 coming up for the Tigers.
That's going to bring Bashir out. Trying to play a little field position ball now, as this should pin Hopkinsville back with good coverage, at least back inside their 20. Kick is up. Low line drive kick. Let's see if he's going to try to pick it up. He will not. This one's going to be a nice kick by Bashir. Is going to pin Hopkinsville back at their own 10-yard line. Good job by Bashir. He made that one die at about the 13, rolled just to the 10. Maybe they'll mark it. Let's see. Are they marking that at the 11? I can't see for one of the linemen. We'll call it the ball on the 11. So 1st and 10 from the 11 for Hopkinsville. 1:28 left in the quarter. Score still tied at 14 here at the Stadium of Champions. Bland under center. One receiver each side. He goes sidelines, got an open man. It's complete at the 30. And they'll mark him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Receiver got behind Kavanaugh, was able to pick up the pass. Nice pass by Bland. Moves Christian County out on one play, about almost 30 yards. Ball spotted at the 40. Now Bland's going to go out of the shotgun with 2 receivers to each side. East back deep for Caldwell County. Bland looks it over. Wants to go across the middle again. This one's complete at the 42-yard line. Still on his feet at the 35 and tackled by Trail Riley down at the Caldwell County 34-yard line. We'll call it the 33-yard line after the official spots this one. 1st and 10 from the 33 now for Hoptown.
2 plays, they've marched at 57 yards upfield on a 30-yard pass completion, and this last one a 27-yard pass completion.
And these passes are right on the money. Bland's pinpoint accurate when he has time to throw. Bland in the gun, 2 receivers each way. Caldwell shows blitz, backs out of it momentarily. Now they back out. Bland down the sideline. This one's going to be overthrown. Again, the receiver got behind Dylan Kavanaugh just a little bit. He had an open man. Flag on the play. Let's see if this is in the area of holding.
Face mask on Hopkinsville.
Face mask, it's inadvertent back 5-yard penalty. And that'll put it at the Caldwell 39-yard line with 46 seconds left in the quarter. Game tied right now, but Hopkinsville on the march. They'll come to the line with 2 receivers to each side. Bland in the backfield with 1 back. Bland back, looks across the field. Now he throws complete to the 27-yard line. Big hit there by Van Hoosier. They gave Jameer with the tackle, but I think that was Van Hoosier laid a big hit. Gain down to the 27-yard line. 2nd down and 4 for Hopkinsville as the clock ticks with 19 seconds left in the quarter. Kavanaugh and Trail Riley with coverage on the near side. 2 receivers each side for Hopkinsville. Bland back with the handoff. Goes through a hole on the right side. Brought down just across the 30 by Van Hoosier.
Jordan Hobson on the carry.
Hopkinsville player is still down. The spot is up at the 28. Very favorable spot for Hopkinsville. And they keep inching it forward just a little bit and a little bit. Hopkinsville player is still down at the center of the field. I'll tell you what, let's take 30 seconds while they check on him. Maybe just a cramp the way they're working him. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
Have you been a victim of debit or credit card fraud? Farmers Bank and Trust can help lessen your risk of getting taken advantage of. As our customer, you have exclusive access to a security feature in our app that will allow you to turn your debit card off while you're not using it, then turn it on instantly when you need to use it. Keep your information safe. Log into our free app to use this feature, increasing the security of your information right now. Not a Farmers Bank customer? Come down. Let us set up your account and start protecting you from potential fraud opportunities. This is not a guarantee that your information will not be compromised. This is an increased security measure. Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
This is Gail Cherry.
We're-
I'm a board member for Community Medical Clinic located at 310 Hawthorne Street in Princeton. Community Medical Clinic's goal is to provide access to excellent health care services that are both convenient and affordable in our local community. Community Medical Clinic is taking new patients every day and walk-ins are welcome. The clinic is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. to serve you and your family members of all ages. All insurances are welcome, as well as patients with no insurance. Community Medical Clinic providing health care services at your convenience at no extra cost.
And we're back at the Stadium of Champions. 1 second left on the third quarter clock. Hopkinsville still has a player down. They were stretching him out, Todd. Didn't look like anything serious the way they were bending on him. So you wouldn't think it was a knee injury the way they were doing, but it looks like maybe a cramp. As they're going to help him up and get him back to his feet. We'll be going back there, and we'll have a 1 minute break at the end of this quarter on the next play. 1 second left on this one. So number 23 able to come off the field. Kind of surprising to have a cramp. Beautiful afternoon, not necessarily hot at all today. But the play resulted in a first down for Hopkinsville. Ball spotted on the Caldwell 23-yard line.
And there's the clock.
And they wound the clock, and that's after 3. The score stays tied, although Hopkinsville is threatening. After 3, it's Caldwell County 14, Hopkinsville 14. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is Tiger Football on WPKY.
Mobile deposit is here. This is Mona Van Hooser with First Southern National Bank, and our new mobile app is loaded with extra features, including mobile deposit. Now you can use your smartphone's camera to deposit checks on the go. Just endorse, point, click, and send. Download our new mobile app and try it today. First Southern National Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, honey, you know what would make me so happy right now?
A movie night?
Well, that and...
A candlelit dinner?
Actually, I was thinking we could...
Go for a walk in...
McDonald's! Babe, listen. I want McDonald's. And some fries.
You're the perfect human.
Get more of what matters at McDonald's. Try your favorites on the everyday value menu, like the McDouble Burger for $1.39 or the McChicken Sandwich for $1.19. A la carte only at participating restaurants. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
Back to the Stadium of Champions. Hopkinsville ran their first play of the fourth quarter, sack. I think the sack is going to be credited to Bashir.
Where they're marking the ball at the 28.
Ball spotted. Still a little conference there by the officials before they do mark the ball. Flag on the play is holding against Caldwell County.
Holding on Caldwell County.
So a tough turn of events there for the Tigers. As they had the sack, the ball is going to be spotted down, let's call it the 19-yard line. First down, so a tough turn for Caldwell County. 1st and 5 now for Hopkinsville. Bland back, handoff, hitting the backfield. He squirms away from it, gets down somehow to the 10. Looked like Cole Baker had him in the grasp in the backfield. Hopkinsville able to slither away from that one, get the ball up back to the 15-yard line. Second down and 2 for Hopkinsville. So a couple of tough plays for the Tigers in the last minute or so has resulted in Hoptown having nice field position and a short second down play. Handoff is up the middle. He bounces it into the middle, and it's going to be a touchdown, Hopkinsville. 10:50 left in the ball game. Hopkinsville goes back in front. Caldwell made a couple of hits. He was able to bounce off of it, found an open area right in the middle of the field to waltz in for the touchdown. 20-14 with 10:50 left. They'll try the extra point.
Taylor Harden to attempt. Out of the hole, Gavin Marchand on the snap for Quentin Collins.
Hopkinsville trying to get another man on the field. Plenty of time on the play clock. Still 12 seconds left there. Snap is down low. Kick is up. And it is good. So with 10:50 left in the ball game, Caldwell County finds themselves now in a hole. It's 21-14 Hopkinsville. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on WPKY.
Group Heating and Air, we are so proud to be a part of this community. We want to thank you for the opportunity to serve you for all of your heating and air needs. McGregor Group Heating and Air specializes in residential, new construction, and light commercial installations, also servicing most makes and models. We offer fast service with polite and friendly staff. We provide our customers with a peace of mind by offering the best warranties in the industry, along with high-quality products. McGregor Group Heating and Air is located at 960 Varmint Trace here in Princeton. Give us a call today at 270-896-5044. We're the company that you can take comfort in.
Back to the Stadium of Champions as Caldwell County will have to dig out of a hole now to pull this one out. Scoreless third quarter here, but Hopkinsville quickly on the board in the fourth quarter. 10:50 left in the quarter. It's the Tigers from Hopkinsville leading this one 21-14. Caldwell County will put Trail and Jameer Riley back. And Bob, we've had precious few, if any, real long kickoff returns so far this season, third game of the year, but it'd be a good time to have one pop up right here.
It'd be a great opportunity to take one back.
That last series, Caldwell hurt with a penalty after a sack. Kick is in the air. This one's going to be fielded by Jameer Riley at the 16-yard line. He's up across the 20, finds a hole across the 25, 30. Tries to get across one player and out of bounds near the 40-yard line.
Nice kickoff return.
From the 16 out to the 40 on the return. So a good job by Jameer to give Caldwell County pretty good field position. Jaggers will bring the crew out. You'll have Oliver Parker to the near side. Jameer Riley's going to stay in the backfield. Three receivers to the far side. And that's going to be a procedure call against Caldwell County. I think John Kelly Hughes a little confused maybe on the snap count.
I think his hand slipped off the ball, Dennis.
Oh,
He might need some stickum or some rosin bag.
So Caldwell County sets up at the 35, 1st and 15. Handoff is to Jameer Riley. He's back up across the 35, maybe to the 36, but that's about it. And these runs up the middle are pretty much the power of Burden or the quickness of either Dylan Gray or Jameer Riley. Not much of a hole at all on him. Jaggers is going to drop back. He's got some pressure. Complete at the 32 to Riley. Gets up across the 35 and down shy of the 40-yard line. Still not back to the original line of scrimmage as it'll bring up 3rd down and 12 for the Tigers. Parker and Gabe East near side. Dylan Gray in the backfield with Jaggers. Christian County shows blitz. They bring it. It's picked up. Jaggers rolls to this side. Flag on the play. And it's going to be incomplete. I think they're going to get a hold on probably number 51, Jarian Hartley for Caldwell County. He picked up the blitz, but the spin move, all he could do really is put the hold on. Jaggers already on the roll to the right side, so it's a hold against Caldwell County. It'll be declined. It'll bring up 4th down and 12. So Bashirs will come out. And Hopkinsville looks to have pretty good field position again as we tick down under 10 minutes, 9:48 left in the ball game, and Caldwell trailing 21-14. Pressure almost blocked. Nice punt by Bashir, his best of the day. Bounces at the 20. It's going to go inside the 10 and maybe inside the 5. They're going to let it roll all the way down to the 2.
Beautiful punt.
2.5 yard line where they'll spot the ball, or the 3 yard line. Let's see where they end up putting it. We'll mark it down at the 3, but a great punt by Russ Bashir. We saw him hit some of those during warm-ups, Bob, and he was really tagging them. Got that one away under some severe pressure. They said 57-yard kick by Bashir. So that'll pin Hopkinsville back on their own 3 yard line. Bashir did his part. Let's see if his defense can stand up and keep the field position in Caldwell's favor.
We need a turnover here, Dennis, in the worst way.
2 receivers each way. Bland out of the shotgun from his own end zone. He drops back, got some pressure, goes far sideline, and deflected at the last second. Nice play over there by number 14. That
Isaiah
is
Treadwell.
Isaiah Treadwell, a sophomore. And the thing that kept that from being a pass interference, Treadwell did a great job of turning back and looking for the ball as the ball was in the air. If he had just run straight down the field, they probably would have called the interference, but a nice play by the sophomore on the far side. 2nd and 10 from the 3 for Hopkinsville. Same formation, 2 left, 2 right, with Bland in his own end zone out of the shotgun. Handoff to the back. Not much there, maybe up to the 5. Almost as though Hopkinsville's just trying to get a little room for a punt. Ball spotted just across the 5 yard line, still nose touching the 5, so that's what we'll call it. 2 yard gain on the play. 3rd down and 8 for Hopkinsville. Under 9 minutes now left in the ball game. 2 receivers each way, lone back in the backfield with Bland. Bland drops back, looks to the far sideline. He lets it loose. It is incomplete at the 20. That would have been a spectacular catch. It did hit him in the hands on the dive, but he had trouble reeling it in. Hits the ground, and it's incomplete as Hopkinsville will have to punt from their own end zone. This would be a great time for a Trail Riley return.
Maybe even a Trail Riley fair catch.
We'll take that right now, but I'm going to get a little bit greedy with us down 7. I'd like to see him put this one back in. But Caldwell County hustling a player back on the field. This punt will take place midway through, and Hopkinsville has a man short on the field. They get in Degenhart.
Like return, the punt block's coming off the left side.
Ball is fumbled in the end zone. It may have been tipped a little bit. The punt is out, but it's not going to be touched, and it's only going to come out to the 19-yard line. Nice pressure by that Tigers line. They showed pressure on the left side. Actually, the pressure came as one of the guys on the right side got through. The kicker had a spiral on it, so I'm not sure if it got touched, but it was very close to being. But Caldwell's going to take over with great field position at the Hopkinsville 19-yard line. And trailing this one by 7, but with a great opportunity to pull back even on this drive. Burden in the backfield this time with Jaggers. Jaggers fakes the handoff, comes back to Parker on the curl route. He's hit and gets up to the 16-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 for Caldwell County. Burden still in the backfield. 3 receivers to the far side. Low snap picked up by Jaggers. He's going to roll, look to the end zone. He's got Parker, and out of the end zone, incomplete. Parker with the one-hand grab, but knocked out of the end zone in the air. That kid gets more impressive every game, Bob, with the catches that he makes. He's made 2 or 3 today that are just highlight reel catches. If he had been able to bring a foot down in that end zone, that would have topped everything he had done.
Beautiful catch.
Instead, 3rd down now for the Tigers. Parker, the lone receiver this side. Now Jaggers in some trouble, is going to have to eat it. Hoptown brought everybody but the bus driver, I think, on that one. Jaggers tackled all the way back at the 31-yard line. Official timeout. Injured Hoptown player down around the 12-yard line, but worst case scenario for Caldwell is that sack is going to put the ball back at the 31-yard line, 4th and 22 now. And just an opportunity not taken advantage of there as we get down to 7:50 left in this ball game.
Be an interesting strategy as to what we want to do. If we punt, it goes into the end zone, we only pick up 10 yards.
Right.
22 yards to pick up on a play is also maybe hard to overcome. So
and you're looking at a 48-yard field goal attempt after they spot it in that neighborhood, 47 or 48 yards. So kind of in between territory. It looks like they're going to keep that offense on the field. And now they're coming back over to talk to the coaching staff. And Bob, I think that's that same player that had the cramps earlier, still getting those worked on again down around the 12-yard line. While we've got a little bit of break, we want to remind everybody that we are back on the air. It's a big soccer game. Lady Tigers soccer on Tuesday night here on WPKY as they take on Madisonville North Hopkins. And likely could be the deciding game in a regular season district race. Of course, with just 3 teams in that district this year, the winner of that game likely gets a free pass to the regional tournament this year during the postseason for the soccer team. And then next Friday night on the road at Crittenden County, we'll have all the coverage just like always, starting at 6 with Coach Barnes and Bob Hayes at 6 o'clock. Our pregame show at 6:30. Kickoff between the Rockets and the Tigers from Marion at 7 o'clock.
4th and 22.
So the ball spotted at the 31-yard line. And they are going to try the field goal as Nichols comes on. He'll spot this one at the 37-yard line, so a 47-yard attempt.
47 yards away.
Hopkinsville drops back into coverage. High snap pulled down by Parker. This one well short. And it's going to bounce into the end zone. I thought Hopkinsville was going to try to return that one for just a second. So short kick gives the ball back to Hopkinsville, but they get it on the 31-yard line. One of the chances you take, Bob, if you miss the field goal from that area, it comes back to the line of scrimmage. No, they're going to take this one down to the 20.
I don't understand that.
That must be a high school rule because, college and pros will leave it at the spot of the kick outside the 20-yard line. Either way, it's 2 receivers each way for Hopkinsville as they take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Bland goes down the sideline. Coverage is by Kavanaugh, and they're going to call him with pass interference out at the 45-yard line.
Pass intended for Andrew King. There's a penalty marker on the play.
And I think that's marked off from the line of scrimmage. I'm
right.
Almost sure that is.
And Bob, the difference in that one and the pass play by the sophomore Treadwell a while ago, Kavanaugh didn't look back in time to see where the ball was. He still had the eyes on the receiver. Made a little contact. Had he been looking back, maybe got away with it. But the penalty will bring it. It's a 15-yard penalty out to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for Hopkinsville as they lead this one. Now 7.5 minutes left in the ball game. Handoff into the backfield. It's going to be a loss on the play. Take it back to the 34-yard line. Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 11. This is going to be a game where you really can't, neither team could stand to get 2 possessions down, I don't think, because it's been so close all afternoon. Caldwell's defense really has to come up here and make the stop and get the ball back for the offense. Bland under center, 2 backs in the backfield. Running play is going to come this side. He's going to cut it back up, pick up some good yardage across the 40, the 50, and on his feet as he's pulled down right at the 50. That's Degenhart with a big run. Hoptown brought everybody to the line of scrimmage, found a hole, and the gain takes it right up to midfield as it's 1st and 10 from the 50 with 6:38 left in the ball game. Now Hopkinsville comes up. They'll spread it back out on this play. 2 receivers each way with 1 single back in the backfield. I think it's Degenhart in the backfield. Handoff, though, is to number 4. He bounces it out at the 50, picks up some good yardage. The 40, the 35 flag on the play. We'll see what the penalty marker is. Number 4 is brought down at the, that's Bryant on the play. Ball is spotted at the 37-yard line. Holding against Hopkinsville.
Holding on Hopkinsville.
Ball's going to come back to the 46-yard line.
Still first down. 1st and 7.
1st down and 7 for Hopkinsville from the 46-yard line. 2 receivers each way. On the coverage far side or near side is Trail Riley. Bryant back with Bland. Bland out of the shotgun. Caldwell shows blitz, backs out of it. Now pressure coming around the corner. Ball is over the middle and incomplete. Hopkinsville had the receiver open, had about 3 steps on Jameer Riley across the middle. One of the few that Bland has been inaccurate on today. Most of the day, the young man has been spot on his passes. 2nd down and 7 for Hopkinsville. Clock ticking away, though. Hopkinsville using a lot of clock on this drive. Two receivers right, 2 to the left. Single back with Bland out of the shotgun. Back takes a handoff. That's Degenhart up across the 45. Flag on the play again. He stopped at about the 43-yard line, but we'll see what the flag is on the play. Burden on the tackle for Caldwell County. And they're going to march this one off against Hopkinsville. It's a hold against the home team.
Back to the Caldwell 45.
Back to the Hopkinsville 45-yard line. Stay 2nd down, now 2nd down and 15 for the homestanding Tigers. Bland has 1 in the backfield. Degenhart comes out wide in a 2-receiver set to the left. 2 receivers to the right also for Hopkinsville. Caldwell shows corner blitz. Bland back and incomplete. Burden on the coverage for Caldwell County. Now 3rd down and long for Hopkinsville. A pivotal down right here as we're down to 5:13 left in this one. You don't want to let them pick up the 1st down and run another couple of minutes off that clock. So they come to the line, 2 receivers each side. Degenhart on this side. 1 back in the backfield. Snap is back. Bland looks over the middle. Throws, intercepted at the 32-yard line. That's Gabe East, or 37-yard line rather. Gabe East on the interception. Ball well overthrown.
Now they're saying get it hit the ground.
And they're saying it's an incompletion.
Oh, wait a minute.
Taylor Harden on the punted away.
And it looked like it hit him well in the stomach as he was on his knees.
And who can call that because he's behind the play? I mean, he can't see that.
Officials still arguing. Caldwell's coaching staff out on the sideline to question that one, as we will. We like to give the referees the benefit of the doubt, but that one looked all over like an interception.
I don't give them anything, Dennis.
Snap is back on the punt. Quick kick up and angle toward the sideline. It's going to go out between the 35 and 40-yard line.
Yeah, there's no penalty going to be called. Hunter Van Hoosier did get into the punter, but he was blocked into him.
So Caldwell County will bring the offense out. We are under 5 minutes to play. So Jaggers and the guys are going to have to do something probably on this possession. You don't want to give it back and let Hopkinsville try to run the clock out. 4:56 left in the ball game. Caldwell trails 21-14.
Ball at the 30.
We'll call it the 38-yard line.
Oh,
and I think another Hopkinsville player has a cramp as he came out in coverage on Trail Riley, just kind of laid down. So might want to get somebody from Hopkinsville to get an extra case of the Gatorades next week, because they are doing a lot of cramping up here on a relatively cool afternoon for this time of year. And I've always wondered, it may have nothing to do with it, may play a little bit, but the black uniforms on a sunny day can't be cool.
I wonder about that, Dennis. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's not much more. If it's over 80, it's
76 degrees according to Tide. That's beautiful weather for this time of year. Field in great shape after all the rain yesterday. I know Hopkinsville had quite a bit more rain than Princeton, but the field looks like it's in great shape. Drains really well here at the Stadium of Champions. This is a nice place, and I will say they've got my permission all day long to play day games instead of Friday night games, because the vision is so much better here in the daytime. It's a wonderful stadium, but this day play has really been a great thing to have today on the radio.
It's been wonderful. We're in a nice environment up here in the press box.
And he'll go the sideline under his own power. So Caldwell County will take over 1st and 10. Handoff is to Burden. Burden's trying to pick his way up across the 40. Powers it up to about the 42-yard line.
He's a tough runner.
I don't know if you have time to run 4 yards at a time up the field. It's a little bit more urgency now with 4:38 left in the ball game. Good run by Burden. They're going to hand it to him again. He's going to try to go outside. Turns it up the field. He's got some room over the 50 and into Hopkinsville Tiger territory down at about the 48-yard line. Let's call it the 47-yard line maybe. Let's leave it 48-yard line on the gain by Burden.
10-yard run that time.
Snap is back. It's on the ground. Jaggers picks it up. Now throws complete on the far sideline, complete and out of bounds. That's number 8, Travis Newsom on the catch. And they get it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Good play by Jaggers to pick that low snap up and still have the presence of mind to look to the sideline.
Brings up a 2nd and 1 for the Tigers.
2 receivers each way. Jaggers drops back. Little lob pass over to Burden. He catches it shy of the 40 and gets back up. I think it's going to be slightly a loss on the play, though, still. They're going to mark it all the way back at the 41.
3rd down.
So it brings up 3rd down and about 3 for Caldwell County. 3:50 left in the ball game. 3 receivers set to the near side. Extra tight end on the line. Burden takes the carry up across the 40, puts the head down, and he should have the 1st down. Just lower the head, and that was all a power run. He's going to get it all the way up to about the 30, we'll call it the 37-yard line. That should be a Little Caesars 1st down for Caleb Burden. That's where you give it to your strongest back and tell him how many yards you need, and he picks you up about a half a yard more.
And that's got to be a 1st down.
And it looked from our vantage point that he had that one easily. We are setting almost directly in line with where the ball is spotted right now. And I didn't think there was any question. Now they're bringing the chains out for it. We'll see. And it is a 1st down by half a football. So a Little Caesars 1st down. Caleb Burden picks that up. Ball spotted at the 43 yard, or the 37-yard line. Three receivers set to the near side. Extra tight end on the side that Burden lines up on. Jaggers in the backfield in the shotgun, along with Burden. Hopkinsville shows blitz. Jaggers chase, looks down the field, and throws. It looked like an incomplete pass. Incomplete as his arm was going forward. Flag down. And when did the flag come in? It came in awful late.
If they're, it's going to be looks like the penalties are against Hopkinsville.
May have been players coming out from the sideline.
Yes.
Questioning the call. It's like the old Tom Brady arm going forward back against the Raiders years ago. Intentional grounding. Intentional grounding on the offense.
How can you do that when he's going? That's yeah.
Tough call against the Tigers. They'll lose the down on that one also.
Marked at midfield.
Ball spotted at the 50. We've got to get to the 38-yard line to the 28-yard line for a first down.
Second and 23.
Screen set up to Parker. He turns up, and as soon as he turns around, he's facing two players in black. He gets it up to the 49-yard line, but nothing else there for Oliver. 3:20 left in the ball game now. Third down and long for Caldwell County. And according to the official announcer, third and eternity. Pitch is to Jameer Riley. He tries to turn the corner on the outside, gets across the 50, the 45, and run out of bounds shy of the 40-yard line, well short of the first down. 3 minutes left in the ball game exactly as Riley goes out of bounds. I don't know about the intentional grounding. It looked like the ball came loose as he was trying to tuck it back in.
If that's the case, it's a fumble. But he was trying to throw the ball, and he just, under pressure, you can't make a strong throw like that.
Jaggers rolls his left, looks down the field. He's got Riley complete at the 20, down to the 15, and out of bounds at the 13. Good job by Joby Jaggers. Picked up a little time, rolled his left, found Riley as open as he's been all day. So Trail Riley comes up with the big catch. It's a Little Caesars first down all the way down to the 11-yard line. 2:51 left in the ball game. Jaggers takes a snap, throws complete, far sideline. It's touchdown, Caldwell County. Travis Newsom from Joby Jaggers from 11 yards out. And we are an extra point away from tying this one up. Big fourth down play converted for Caldwell County. Jaggers to Trail Riley, and then Jaggers over to
was Travis.
Travis Newsom. Parker in the hold. Newsom or Nichols for the tie. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. 2:56 left in the ball game. Caldwell County comes back and ties this one after facing fourth and eternity. That courtesy of the public address announcer here at Stadium of Champions. Bob, we'll keep that one here. That's a play there where Caldwell County really rose up. That was as well as they played a couple of plays all season. And that's got to be a huge confidence builder, not only for this game, but down the line in some games where they may face some tight competition.
Well, Joby really got away from the pressure, had probably 5 or 6 yards of open space, and saw Jameer waving his hand. Was it Jameer or Trail?
Trail on that catch.
On that, and put it right on the money.
So this one is knotted back up. Neither team has had more than a touchdown lead all afternoon. 21 all, 2:46 left in the ball game in regulation. And Nichols will put this one into play from the 40. Number 40 approaches, and the kick is in the air. Good kick's going to drive Hopkinsville back in their end zone. It's touched. It'll be a touchback.
It's a touchback. It'll be first down, Hopkinsville with the 20-yard line.
I think we like broadcasting in the daytime, and Nichols likes kicking in the daytime because he's putting a lot of them back in the end zone today. Little breeze at his back as we see the flag at that end of the field blowing with Caldwell County. Tiger defense comes out and tries to stand this one down for the Tigers. First and 10 from the 20 for Hopkinsville. 2 receivers set each side. Bland in the shotgun. He drops back, got a little pressure, throws, and incomplete. One hops it over to his receiver at the 29. Coming off the corner, that looked like number 35, Will Bashir. Bland gets the play, comes back to the huddle. 2:40 now on the incompletion, stops the clock at 2:40. Second and 10 from the 20. Bryant in the backfield with Bland. Low snap, handed off to Bryant. He's going to be thrown for a loss back at about the 18 or 19-yard line. I think the official's going to spot the 19. Good job by the Tigers to get in on that one. Of course, you're going to find a Van Hoosier at the bottom of that pile. Loss on the play of 1, third down and 11 now for Hopkinsville. Big play here for Caldwell County to have a little time to get this one back and have a chance to win this game. Crowds on both sides starting to get into this one, more so actually from Caldwell's side. Bland drops back. He's got a little pressure coming over the middle. It is complete. Out to the 33-yard line. And again, Bob, right over the middle.
Right dead center on the receiver's hands, too.
So they get a first down on the play with 1:55 left in the ball game. Or at this point, we should say in regulation. Two tight end set for Hopkinsville, only one receiver each way. Bland under center. He drops back over the middle, incomplete, almost intercepted by Van Hoosier. Bland threw a rocket over the middle. Incompletion stops the clock with 1:32 left. Second and 10, Hopkinsville. This game living up to about what we expected today, Bob. Two pretty evenly matched teams.
Exactly. Next two downs are big for the Tigers here.
Two receivers each way. Bryant in the backfield with Bland. Bland will operate out of the shotgun on this one. Terrell Riley in coverage on this side. Bland gets a little pressure. This one's going to go down. Incomplete. Pressure got to him. Cole Baker there for Caldwell County. We haven't called Big Cole's name much today, but he was in the backfield causing some pressure back there for Bland. Incompletion stops the clock with 1:26 left in regulation.
And I think with his motor running, I believe this will be an all-out frontal attack here by the defensive line.
Now the crowd getting into it on both sides. Hopkinsville coming awake a little bit here at the end. Caldwell loud on the other side. Bland in the backfield in the shotgun. He drops back, looks to the sideline, making a play on that. Jameer Riley tipped it away, but almost had the interception. Great break on that by Jameer Riley on that far sideline. Jameer read that one all the way. That'll bring out the punt unit. 4th and 10 for Hopkinsville. 1:20 left.
Maybe we could rush, get something maybe off the left edge again on this particular kid.
We'll see if Caldwell goes for the block or sets up for the return.
Looks like
bringing everybody up, showing like they're coming. Comes from the edge. Kick is off, bounces at the 45, inside the 40. Trail picks it up and tackled at the 39-yard line. Dangerous play. So Caldwell County will bring the offense out with 1:09 left in the ball game. 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. Couple of things to look at here, Bob. We saw that Nichols was kicking some pretty long field goals in warm-ups. He does have the wind, what little there is, at his back as we go towards that end of the field here at Stadium of Champions. If you get this ball inside the 25, maybe the 30, I think you'll see Nichols towards the end of the game. Complete on the pass up to Jameer Riley. Short pass over the middle. Not a favorable spot, as it's not been a lot of times today. Ball only up to the 42-yard line.
Who called that one, Dennis?
Jameer. Snap is back to Jaggers. He drops back. Now he's going to roll left. Looks. Gets it off complete at the 45-yard line up to the 47. Burden on the reception.
Caleb Burton from Joby Jaggers. Knocked out of bounds. Andrew King, third.
We're beginning to wonder if Joby saw Burden on that far sideline. He finally did pick him up. And it'll bring down 3rd down and 2 now for the Tigers. 42 seconds left, and the clock is stopped because Burden went out of bounds on the tackle. 2 receivers each way for Caldwell County. Low snap. Joby picks it up, goes over the middle, complete at the 40-yard line to Jameer Riley, who's brought down at the 30, let's see, the 38-yard line, maybe they're going to call it. Ball spotted at the 38, 1st and 10, 36 seconds left when they wind the clock.
14-yard pass play there and
2 receivers each way. Jaggers goes into coverage. It's complete at the 10 and out of bounds.
It's Travis Newsom.
That's Travis Newsom on the catch and a great touch pass. Joby Jaggers has really grown up in this second half. He laid that one in a perfect spot. Let's see what the referees are talking about. I didn't see a flag on the play anywhere.
Something against Hopkinsville declined.
Declined against Hopkinsville. I never saw the flag.
Ball at the 6-yard line.
26 seconds left. Ball down to the 6-yard line. Caldwell County threatening. Great catch by Newsom, too. Jaggers put that one where only Newsom could go up. He had to spin a little bit, came down with it, made a tough run to get it down to the 6. And Caldwell County, or Hoptown, is going to call a timeout as Caldwell County goes to the sideline. Bob, let's keep it right here for this one.
This is what you want in a high school football game, especially if you're the one at the 6-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Jaggers has really came out of this second half and really a lot of the fourth quarter and made some really good plays.
He's grown up in this half.
He really has.
He scrambles with some confidence. He throws with confidence, and our guys are making plays for him.
Yeah, both Trail and Jameer have come up with big catches today. Parker's had a great catch. Probably his best one was the one he caught one-handed out of the back of the end zone that was called incomplete.
That didn't count.
But Caldwell County really with some confidence. Jaggers playing well on the rollouts. Like you said, he's rolling out with a purpose now, not just to not get killed, but actually looking down the field and able to pick up positive yardage some this second half. Tigers come to the line. 26 seconds left. Ball on the 6. It's 1st and goal, Caldwell County. Hopkinsville late getting one in. Snap the ball, and you got him offside. Flag on the play. Degenhart late getting in for Hopkinsville. And that'll go from the 6 to the 3. So they're going to spot this one now at the 3-yard line, 1st and goal with 26 seconds left. Dylan Gray in the backfield. You thought Dylan or Burden won. You've also got Van Hoosier in the backfield. Jaggers with the handoff looking for Gray. Gray powers it up to about the 2. Inside and touchdown, Caldwell County!
Not to be denied.
Gray would not stop. You're right, Bob, not to be denied. Got hit at the 2, kept pushing, made a spin, and got over on the left side of that line, able to put it in the end zone.
How sweet is this, Dennis?
19 seconds left in the ball game. Caldwell County now leads 27-21. Extra point attempt on the way from Nichols. Bob, Caldwell County faced with about 2 minutes left a fourth and very long, picked up the first down on a pass to one of the Rileys.
This has been what you live for.
Snap is down, kick is up. It was touched, but I think it goes through, and it does. Extra point is good. Caldwell County leads this one 28-21. 19 seconds left on the clock.
And in the last 2 minutes and 46 seconds, we scored with 2 minutes and 46 seconds to go on Travis Newsom's 11-yard reception. And here at the 19-second mark remaining in the game, a Dylan Gray 3-yard run, which was all his own effort. Had some blocking, but not to be denied.
Dylan Gray hit that when he had Van Hoosier in the backfield to help block for him. Looked like Hopkinsville was going to stand him up at about the 2. Bounced off of it, went left and into the end zone. Big run by Dylan Gray. Now Caldwell County has to just play smart for 19 seconds. And you can make that drive back down 91 and be 2-1 on the season.
And a sweet 2-1 because nobody saw that coming.
No, absolutely not. Hopkinsville favored in every sense of anything this week, even though we expected a close game. Hopkinsville facing an 0-3 start under Clayton. Low line drive kick. And this one's going to keep bouncing. Finally fielded at the 3. Degenhardt, he's got some room across the 10. Still on his feet at the 15. Brought down there.
That used up about 6 seconds on the clock.
And Hopkinsville has 13 seconds and 85 yards to tie this one. Crowd into it on the far side. Caldwell County is dropping back. Kavanaugh, they're dropping back east. Jameer Riley, Trail Riley. Full out prevent defense with 13 seconds left.
I think you're only good for about 3 plays here, Dennis. And if they don't make the first down, I think they're out of timeouts.
Yeah, three plays at the top, and especially with length of the field they got to cover, you're thinking probably only 2. So Christian County lines up, 2 receivers each way. Bland out of the shotgun. He looks down the field. This one's going to be complete at the 27 to Degenhardt. He's on his feet at the 30 and pulled down at the 31-yard line, but took a lot of time on that one. 4 seconds left in the ball game, and timeout for Hopkinsville. Caldwell County 4 seconds away from going home with the W today. And Bob, it was a great performance by Joby Jaggers in this second half.
Star of the game. He had guys make catches for him, but if we were giving a star of the game, he would definitely be in really, top of the list.
Really grew up. It's almost like a light came on for him in the second half this afternoon. Some of these snaps have been a little bit low. He's had to scramble a little bit, but like you said earlier, you hit it right on the head. He did it with a purpose. He was looking down the field trying to make positive plays instead of rolling out defensively.
And here we are, the last play of the game. I'm not sure what kind of trick play you got in your sleeve, but
well, you see the old hook and ladder on this a lot. So
what we don't want is get anybody in space. We want to be around with the ball.
But you got to believe with the speed of Trail and Jameer back there along with East, you've got a very quick kid in Kavanaugh.
An outstanding linebacker play, too.
And you know Cole Baker and Harrelson, Kilgore, they're going to pin their ears back on this one. Bland with the ball, throws it to the side, complete, up to the 40, and down. Ball game's over.
Yeah, that was a forward lateral.
Flag on the play, but it'll be a flag on the offensive end. So that'll be declined. Caldwell County will win this one. 28-21, Caldwell County defeats Hopkinsville. We'll be back with all the stats on the postgame show coming up. Stay tuned for that. We'll talk about it in 2 minutes. We'll be right back. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
It's a lot of hard work and fast-paced time of year for our area farmers. Harvest time comes around quickly, and no one knows that better than Fredonia Valley Bank. Surrounded by beautiful corn and bean fields for the past 123 years, it's a real community bank, Fredonia Valley Bank. We find great pleasure in serving our customers and the hard-working farmers and businesses that make up our local communities. We keep the soil flowing through our veins and our hearts grounded in serving our local communities we call home. Visit us today at 602 Cassidy Avenue, Fredonia, and 226 Commerce Street, Eddyville. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's a reminder from your Princeton Electric plant board. Meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest and against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric plant board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric plant board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
Planters Bank, located at 208 North Jefferson Street, is locally owned and operated with a strong, sincere focus on customer service. Planters Bank has a diverse team of seasoned professionals in Western Kentucky and Clarksville, Tennessee. Since first opening their doors, Planters Bank has made a name for itself as an energetic player in the financial services market. Stop by and talk to the friendly folks at Planters and find out about the You Choose Rewards program. Planters Bank, member FDIC, and Equal Housing Lender.
And we are back at the Stadium of Champions. Caldwell County down by 7 in the fourth quarter, pulls it out. It's the Tigers 28, Hopkinsville 21. This is the Tiger Postgame Show brought to you by Williams Fawn and Associates, CPA and Business Advisors. They have offices at 205 West Washington Street in Princeton. Their phone number is 270-365-3543. Williams Fawn and Associates, serving the community and surrounding area for 35 years. They specialize in personal and business taxes, financial and retirement planning, and payroll and bookkeeping services. Rick Williams and Michael Fawn have experience and expertise you can trust, and they bring you this afternoon's post-game show. Bob's totaling the stats up, but a back-and-forth game all afternoon. Caldwell County on the board first. Then Hopkinsville would get ahead. Neither team ahead by more than a touchdown all day long. Caldwell County facing some dire situations late in the fourth quarter. Fourth down and long, they convert that, end up getting the ball in the end zone a little bit later, putting the ball in for the winning touchdown. And pretty much the coming out party today for Joby Jaggers. Had a little bit of a struggle the first two games. Actually had some struggles in the first half here, but the second half came out, really played well, played with a lot of composure, played with a lot of presence and determination, was able to lead his team to a big fourth quarter comeback win here at Hopkinsville over the Hopkinsville Tigers. Bob will have all the stats here in just a little bit. Want to remind you, coming up this week, a couple of games here on WPKY. One big soccer matchup. Girls play on Tuesday night against Madisonville North Hopkins. That game will be at Butler Stadium. Kickoff at 7. We'll be on the air at 6:45. And the winner of that one likely headed to the regional tournament. Also on Friday night, we'll have another away game as we go to Crittenden County. Bob will be on the air at 6 o'clock with Coach Barnes for the Coach Barnes show. Then at 6:30, we'll have the pregame show. 7 o'clock tip-off. That will be from Marion next Friday night. Hope you'll make the short drive over to Marion for that one. But if you can't, you can listen to it on WPKY 103.3 and also live stream at WPKYonline.com.
Still figuring, Dennis.
Totaling some stats up. A great afternoon. This game was everything we thought it would be. Both teams came in with good defenses, but both teams coming in with struggling offenses. Both coaches had talked about this week some changes they were making. Hopkinsville switching some of their running backs. Caldwell County coming in with some better protection plans and some things to help Joby out. In the end, it was the changes that Caldwell County made that actually worked better, as Jaggers really played the best second half of his young starting career this afternoon here in Hopkinsville as he led Caldwell County back from down 21-14 to take this one away 28-21 with a couple of fourth quarter scores.
Dennis, I've got Caldwell County stats, and we'll get after Christian County's stats here shortly. But for the Tigers, and we'll go over the scoring here in the second half. No scoring by either team in the third quarter. Just beginning the fourth quarter with 10 minutes and 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jakevis Bryant on a 15-yard run for Hopkinsville. The PAT was good, and Hopkinsville led at that time 21-14. Coming down to the end of the game, where we've been just so excited with the last 3 minutes of the game, with 2 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the game. Travis Newsom hauls in an 11-yard pass from Joby at the 2:46 mark. Boyce Nichols adds a point, and we're all tied, 21-21. Hopkinsville takes the kickoff, cannot move, punts, and on that drive coming down with 19 seconds remaining in the game, Dylan Gray on a 3-yard run. The extra point added by Boyce Nichols, and we lead at that point 28-21. That was the drive where we had to overcome a huge third down deficit. Joby rolling around in the pocket, rolling out to his left side, finding Jameer open down the middle, over to the sideline, pass complete, and to the 6-yard line, penalty takes it to the 3, and Dylan does the rest under just a bullhead rush effort on his part to get into the end zone with 19 seconds and put the Caldwell County Tigers up 28-21. For the Tigers, Joby today, another day over 50%. I have him 20 out of 29 with 1 interception. The 20 receptions, Travis Newsom had 5 for 62 yards and a touchdown. Jameer Riley 4 for just only 2 yards. But he had a crucial catch in that last thing. Oliver, 7 catches for 46 yards. Dylan Gray, 1 catch for 2 yards. Caleb Burden, 2 catches for 5. And Trail Riley, 1 catch for 5 yards. Total of 122 yards for Caldwell County in the air. Rushing attack today, Dylan Gray carries 11 times for 15 yards. Tough running for him inside. Caleb Burden comes in with 10 rushes at 41 yards, and all his were just under extreme pressure. Jameer Riley with 6 rushes for 70 yards, including a long touchdown. Dylan Cavanaugh, 1 rush for 5 yards. Joby Jaggers, 6 carries for a negative 25. And Trail Riley, 2 runs for 39 yards. And the Tigers' rushing effort today, 36 carries, 145 yards. And that really is great to see, with the offensive line growing up, getting 145 tough yards on the ground. The net impact here for the Tigers today, 267 yards total offense. Let me go ahead and get Hopkinsville.
Okay, you go ahead and take that, Bob. We'll look down on the field. A huge crowd down on Caldwell County's end right now, congratulating the Tigers on a big win here this afternoon as they move to 2-1 on the season. Hopkinsville is going to drop to 0-3 on the year. Caldwell County faces Crittenden County next week on the road again. Then the week after that, I think it's Henderson County before we come back to Tiger Stadium to face Paducah Tillman. So a lot of road action right now for the Tigers coming up, but no bigger road win than today to really gain some confidence against a very quick Hopkinsville Tiger team. And Bob, while you're totaling those up, we're going to talk more about Joby after you give the stats for Hopkinsville, I'm sure. But did a great job today. Hopkinsville came with pressure a lot today. Joby, I think, ended up a negative 25 yards on the ground, faced a lot of pressure situations, had to roll out a lot, gave up some sacks, had a tough first half, but kept his head up, kept listening to his coaches, did the things he was supposed to do, came up with some very big plays in that fourth quarter and led Caldwell out of a hole where he actually hit a pass on 4th down that picked up a first. I think that was to Trail Riley, or was it Jameer, before Newsom's catch Newsom's catch to put us tied up. But he had to roll on that play to dodge some pressure, made a good pass, picked up the first down on 4th and very long, and then
that was to Jameer.
Jameer, able to tie the game up. Made some nice passes to Parker, some nice touch passes today. So a great job. You don't want to say it was a one-man effort because it wasn't. The defense put points on the board again today. for Caldwell County, and I just think we'll talk more about Jaggers in a minute after you get done with Hopkinsville's stats.
For Hopkinsville, they the quarterback goes 13 for 26, 1 interception, threw for 346 yards today, but they just couldn't get it done when it counted, so to speak, for Hopkinsville. In the rushing department, a total of 26 net yards for Hopkinsville on 22 rushes. So
wow.
They had a lot of sacks to take away from some of that rushing yardage, but that's just how powerful our run defense is and our ability to get after the quarterback. So 346 yards through the air for Hopkinsville, 26 on the ground, 372 yards of total offense. For the Tigers, as I mentioned previously, 267 total yards. And where do we want to start with talking about Joby? These last 2 drives were just very impressive. Caldwell County really did nothing. Just looking back at the beginning of the third quarter when we came out and took the kickoff, we had to punt on 4th down. Our next drive, we let's see what we got done on that particular play. We gave it up on a 4th down scramble. Joby didn't pick up the 1st down. The next drive we had resulted in a punt to the Hopkinsville 10-yard line by Russ Bashir. The 4th quarter, the next possession we had to punt. We punted to the 3-yard line on that one. So
right.
Russ was punting well today. Then we took over on a short field. We tried a field goal, no good. And then the 2 drives that kind of will go down in history for this week anyway were the 2 drives that came next. We took over on our 16-yard line. We had with 8 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the game, and eventually we took that down and scored on it. The lot of stars in this particular game here. So that drive actually began with a 4-minute and 56 mark. At the Caldwell 38, we go in for the touchdown. We had runs on that play by Caleb Burden, a Travis Newsom 9-yard pass, negative pass to Burden, 4-yard run by Caleb, picking up the 1st down, crucial. Oliver involved, a 4-yard run by Jameer, 34-yard pass play to Trail on that, and Travis then takes it to the 11, takes it into the end zone on an 11-yard touchdown catch. So just a great effort. And then we take over when Hopkinsville can't go, taking over at our 39-yard line. Big plays on that drive was the 32-yard pass play to Travis Houston, a 14-yard key pass to Jameer, the 32-yard pass to Travis, picking up a 1st down when we had just a lot of yardage to go. So just a great effort here by our kids.
Oh, Travis on the reception, you're right on that one. But it was a nip and tuck game all day. I mean, seesaw, no team had more than a touchdown lead. It was back and forth all afternoon, but things did look pretty bleak for Caldwell County, and you got to admire the resilience of not just Jaggers, but that whole squad from that offensive line to keep digging and keep digging and keep digging and listen to those coaches. And when things were bad, they made the plays. Then they got a little confidence, made another play. Then it turned around, the game's tied. Good things happen as the defense holds Hopkinsville. Then Caldwell County gets down, and that 3-yard run by Dylan Gray was just some power in that one. So good job by all the Tigers today, but you got to really be proud for Joby to come up with a game like this afternoon.
I was out one catch here, and I've just found it. It was the trail catch late, 34 yards, and that put Joby's air yardage up to 156 yards, 20 out of 29, and Caldwell County ends with 301 yards total offense. Not that far behind Hopkinsville, but
that sounds like our pregame where we mentioned that we would take 300 yards of offense, 301 today, so just what the doctor ordered.
And what more can a team want to not quit late in the game and especially on that long third down and our fourth down. It was actually a fourth down play, was it not, Dennis?
Right. I think it was fourth down.
So you gotta compliment Joby for his coolness, the great pass, the catch, and just a nice way to travel home to Princeton.
And the defense, of course, came up big, got us on the board early, which you expected this defense to play well. They gave up a few big plays today, more than we anticipated, but still hung together, kind of a bend but don't break thing there a couple of times. So really a team win today as they kept digging, pulled this one out late, and a huge win for the Tigers. You're listening to the Williams Fawn and Associates Tiger postgame show. We appreciate Rick Williams and Michael Fawn coming on board with us and bringing you the postgame show for all of our away games this season. And Bob, any closing comments from you before we look ahead to next week?
It's really, I don't think anybody in the state expected us to be 2-1 at this particular point, playing Christian County and Hopkinsville, two noted football powers. We do realize that Hopkinsville is a little short on what they thought they would have coming into the season, but again, you can't take that away. We still have to come out and play with 2 wins under our belt. We get ready to go to Crittenden County this coming Friday night, and I think the coaching staff are pretty well pleased at where we are right now, Dennis.
Oh, I would say so, but the thing is they can take this one. They're going to gain a lot of confidence on it, know what they can do late in a ball game, but they've got to get better next week against Crittenden County. They've got to get better the following week against Henderson when you start getting into the district part of the schedule and take care of business there. You can't rest on this one. You can enjoy it,
yes,
but you can't think that we've reached the mountaintop right now, because there's still a long way to go. But this was a big step for this young offense to come in and be able to do this afternoon.
We go back to work on Tuesday, as they say.
That's right. That's going to do it for the Tiger postgame show, brought to you by Williams Fawn and Associates.